And a crash. Watch out for Georgetown Road and Lafayette Road on the northwest side. And SUV is on its side. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance. With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
It's B Window's biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Dense fog this morning, getting knocked down by scattered showers as we head into the afternoon hours. Today's high 53. Rain will end overnight with cloudy skies. Tonight's low 39. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level on the go and on WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey starts now.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Okay, all right. This may be an inappropriate question.
Okay.
But I'm gonna
Great way to start the show. It is Friday. Let's go.
Because I don't got to see you people for another week
That's
after
right.
today.
That's right.
Whole
You're
other week.
actually taking some time off.
If you're going to totally disrupt the flow of traffic, shouldn't you have to do the bare minimum and direct the traffic?
Are you talking about your drive-in this morning?
Yeah, so 70 is backed up. Fine. Somebody was driving irresponsibly. I don't know what the deal was, but the 70's backed up. I'm listening to the Matt Bear traffic report. I'm getting all the details. Say, okay, I'm going to exit, and I'm going to get off on exit 77, better known as Holt Road. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, which will. Since I know Washington Street is now open, though you told me, you said it's not in great shape, but it's now open.
Boy, you got the full experience.
So I said, all right, I'm going to exit 77. I'm going to get on Holt. I'm going to get on Washington. I'm going to come to work, and I'm going to see how bad this actually is.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind, they've been on Washington. Is it 3 years?
It's 2.5 going on 3 years.
Okay. So 3 years on whatever they've been doing. I don't know what it is. And I thought it can't be as bad as Casey's been describing. Maybe she's just immune now. It's been so porous for so long, she's immune to how good it's getting.
Yeah. And
thoughts? It's worse than I imagined.
Yes. Thank you.
But that's not the worst part. The condition of the road itself, which I don't know what they've been doing for 3 years.
I don't know either. Why did they have all those lanes closed? And then when they reopen them, they're worse off than when they had them closed.
Yeah, everything's horrible. But this is that is the smaller of the problems we have here.
Oh, okay.
The bigger of the problems is they have all of these cones, and then they force you basically in like some sort of figure eight to maneuver from one lane to the next.
Yes.
And we are talking morning rush hour. We're not saying that I came in at 4 in the morning. We're talking morning rush hour. I'm coming in. And there is no one directing traffic like stop or go other than some guy standing on the side of the road waving to people. Like he's just pointing like aggressively, like go.
Keep going.
No stop, no guy with the stop, no guy with the slow.
Yeah.
And he is, because the person in front of me, I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I'm behind this car and I'm like, why is this person going so slow?
They didn't know where to go.
No, and then I realized it's not even their fault. And they're looking at this guy like, go, don't go. Because at some point you're in the lane of traffic coming in the other direction. And what it's like, they're just like, wish you the best?
Yes, that's it exactly. Now, did you see the 3 guys standing around just talking?
Oh, 3? At one point, I counted 5.
Really?
There were 2 on one side of the road, 2 on the other side of the road, and the one guy waving with his one finger and being a real smart ass with his body language at this driver ahead of me, like, I can't believe you don't know to go. And the person, you can see them in front, basically like putting their hands up, going, but the cars, they're coming. They're coming right at me.
Right, exactly.
And no one's stopping them.
Now that you've had the full experience that I've endured every single morning for 2.5 years now, aren't you amazed how I can arrive in such a good mood?
But I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Because there is no one directing the traffic, I have gone past the guy who appears to be put off by the fact that he has to wave his finger telling you to go. I mean, again, apparently having someone with one sign here and one sign there, that was too much for the city to do. They couldn't do that. So then I get past that thinking, okay, I'm home free. The cones have ceased to exist.
No.
Then some guy is in the shopping center, and despite the fact that it is still dark, right, which conceivably you could see all the lights of the cars coming forward towards you, decides he is going to try to, like some sort of, what's the Burt Reynolds movie? The Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
Like he's going to try to reenact Smokey and the Bandit and cross, what would that be? The equivalent of 4 lanes of traffic and drive across. And I had to literally slam on my brakes, swerve. My car made some sort of sound like it was in a Fast and Furious movie, weave around this guy. He's looking at me like, duh. Still stopped in the middle of the road with traffic coming. And I guess this is just standard operating procedure.
It is. It is. Welcome to Washington Street. I'm amazed that your car could swerve.
It didn't do it by much.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know. It's crazy. And if you don't pay attention, you'll end up in a big hole. Because there are parts of the road, it's gone. There's just there's no road anymore.
Okay. Very good.
You okay?
Yeah, it's
You got
fine.
that out of your system?
No, it's fine. And then no, I'm going to say things I'm going to regret. So let's go on with the program.
Okay.
So coming up, hey, actually, programming note, this is very important. Coming up at 10:05, Spencer Deary is going to join us. He is one of the state senators who has been swatted.
Right.
He is a state senator from Lafayette, and he's going to talk about like this real world impact, these psychotic nut jobs that are doing this stuff. Because what, they're up to 5 now? Is that right? 5 senators?
Yeah. All of them being swatted. And you have to imagine now this is an attempt to change their mind on redistricting, or this is an organized effort because they are systematically one after the other being swatted.
Well, you don't know, and
You
that's
don't
the
know,
thing.
but
Daniel Elliott was on with Tony this morning, and he was talking about these things are coming This is what's interesting. The reports are coming electronically, being submitted electronically, like via email. And after the first one with Greg Good, thankfully, the word kind of got out, and the way these things are being sent, it's not the same situation it was with the Greg Good stuff where they're coming to the house and like trying to get in the house and thinking the law enforcement is kind of wise to what's going on now. So if there's some distress email that looks at a place in regards to a lawmaker's house, they're now approaching it differently than they were before. But that's neither here nor there. It is still extremely dangerous, and someone could end up getting seriously hurt.
So swatting involves making a false emergency report to police, and that will trigger a large or SWAT-like level response. And it comes often with fabricated claims that there's a home invasion or a hostage situation or something of that nature. And it can be very dangerous for the individuals that are in the home, just going about their life, not even realizing that this is happening to them.
And it's part of a broader conversation of, look, you don't know who this was. It could be a leftist actor. You don't know. I mean, like I think people are leaning towards it as something to do because that's the timing is very odd, but it's irresponsible to make any assumptions until law enforcement does their job and figures out who it is. But whether it's someone who is inspired by these tweets or urging from President Trump or someone who's trying to capitalize and make them look bad, no matter who it is a total just a black eye on where we're at with politics in this country. Look, Rod Bray and the Republicans in the Senate screwed all of us on property taxes 6 months ago. All that a year worth of work and the thousands of people who called and the emails and the rally and all of that. At no point was I like, you know how we should get even with them? Yeah. Let's have people, threaten their safety. It's utterly ridiculous. It's not how it works in a decent society. And whether it is someone inspired by the tweets of the president or someone trying to capitalize on that, we have just gone so far beyond what's acceptable as it relates to politics now. And you're putting people's lives in danger. We obviously have seen it last year with the multiple attempts on the president's life, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. We are getting into some very scary territory in this country as it relates to how people respond and deal with politics, political figures, politicians.
So Senator Todd Young put out a message. He said that he was briefed on additional swatting attempts targeting Hoosier state lawmakers. He went on to say it's unacceptable and those responsible must be held accountable. I'm actually agreeing with Todd Young. He's right. They do need to be held accountable. Hopefully they will be. He went on to say that both the state and federal levels, we need to lower the temperature and debate issues with civility.
And you've moved like on our side of the aisle, because whether the SWAT, let's take a break, because I want to talk about our side of the aisle, or what kind of we perceive as our side of the aisle, because there's some things going on right now that are very interesting to me, and whether these people that are doing these swatting attempts are inspired by or egged on by, or whatever word you want to use, the tweets the president is putting out. Mm-hmm. I find what's going on with the undying loyalty with Trump, I just think it's very interesting how we're moving in politics in this country right now. And I think it would be good for us to have a conversation about that when we come back.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Washington takes on socialism.
93 WIBC.
The House plans a vote today on a measure to condemn socialism.
What happens next?
Starbucks union ramping up its strike.
Happens here.
This strike is starting to get grande.
Seditious behavior from traitors. Lock them up and punishable by death.
Stay in the know.
Diplomats have presented a peace plan to Russian and Ukrainian leaders.
While you're on the go.
It's a good plan for both Russia and Ukraine.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on.
Hi, it's Denny Smith, and when temps are dropping, it means your water heaters, softeners, and even those old pipes are under stress. Fall's the time when rain hits, the ground shifts, and tree roots start tearing into those old clay or PVC lines. LD Smith Plumbing can handle it all. Water heaters, softeners, leaks, even gas line inspections before you fire up that furnace or fireplace. And don't forget those hoses, hose bibs, and crawl space vents before the freeze hits. Call my friends at LD Smith Plumbing, the local pros I trust, or just head to ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the working families tax cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our home has had Rhino Shield for 10 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds. Refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local. Shop smart. Shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
12 hours out of Mackinac City, stopped in a bar to have a brew.
So let's talk about what people on our side of the aisle are upset about and how we got here. It's Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. Missed the opening segment. We were talking about, obviously, these state senators who have been swatted. I think the count is at 5 now. We're going to have one of them, Spencer Deary, on at 10:05, top of next hour. Talk about how the impact this had on his life. A lot of these guys, I don't like. I'm not fans of. I say we come in here every day and say exactly what we think of them, but we would never condone nor support. And we always talk about when we urge people to protest what these people are doing, to do it in a polite,
peaceful,
respectful, law-abiding manner. We always try to go out of our way to say that, because I've never been one who believes if you see somebody out and about in public, now if some guy's there with his family or doing some event or whatever, that's different. But if you see somebody at the Walmart and they're your senator, they're always your senator, you have every right in a polite, respectful manner come up and say exactly what you think of how they're doing. You pay their salary, right? I've always thought that. But yet we have now crossed so far beyond that. And this swatting stuff is just so completely ridiculous. But it's part of a broader conversation. And again, you don't know who's behind this. It could easily be some bad actor on the other side trying to exploit this and make Trump look. You don't know. That's for law enforcement to figure out. Hopefully they'll figure it out very soon and bring the people to justice. But what I do know is there's a whole lot of people who seem, above all else, to have this undying loyalty to Donald Trump. And any person who stands in his way in any capacity, no matter how principled to stand, no matter how rooted in liberty or freedom or fiscal responsibility or all the things that we should want as Republicans, and if Trump is not doing those things, then you become instantly public enemy number one.
If you don't go along.
Right. And that's a very scary thing. And my question is, when Trump got elected, there were a lot of people who voted for Trump because they felt we're losing the country very quickly. And this guy is pledging, promising, campaigning on reestablishing some sort of what America used to be, better times for America. How did America prosper during these better times? He was talking about instilling those things. And so in 2015, 2016, I see people buying in and going, okay, I'm with that guy, because he's promising to reestablish better times when America was a dominant force in the world. People had respect for the country. We did things differently. But here we are. He has been president now 5 of the last 9 years. He's had complete control of the federal government for 3 of those 9 years. He's had control of the federal government in the sense of the House and the Senate, at least two of the equations, presidency and one of the parts of branches of Congress, for 5 of those 9 years. And at some point, don't you have to, as a rational thinking person, go, maybe he's just part of the problem. Maybe he hasn't actually delivered, but that doesn't seem to exist with anyone. And anybody who dares object or stand up, whether it's Thomas Massey or Rand Paul or now these senators, look at how they're getting treated.
Yeah, they're treated poorly, or they're labeled liberal.
Yes.
Like if you don't go with Trump 100%, all of a sudden you're a leftist. Trump did promise sovereignty. He promised a better economy. He promised patriotism. But when he's out on stage talking about H-1B visas, and when you go to the grocery store or your utility bill comes, what the economy really is, it contradicts what he is saying. And if you point that out, you're the bad guy.
Yeah, we on the right, or the liberty individuals, it seems like we are losing the leverage or the high ground that we've always had, in terms of we never had the undying loyalty. We might vote for you, but then we're going to hold you accountable. Unlike the Democrats, who always just seem to circle the wagons, no matter how insane the policy. Look how long they stood behind the goofy Chuck Schumer shutdown, which was insane. And it was horrible for the country, and they always get behind the thing. We on the right, or the liberty and freedom-minded people, have always said, we might vote for you, but we are going to be independent in our thought. We're going to hold you accountable. If you don't do what you've promised to do, or you're doing things that aren't good for the country, or you're doing things that aren't in line with the constitutional-minded attitude that we have, and the idea of lower taxes and limited government and making the government more efficient and effective, we're going to speak up, and we're going to say this is wrong, and we will push back on that. And now those people are deemed the bad guys, and instantly, in a heartbeat, no matter how insane it is, become public enemy number one. There is no conversation anymore. Like, you can't have a rational conversation.
Well, you have to wonder, though, is this top down? Look at what Donald Trump has been putting out on Truth Social, talking about the Democrat veterans in Congress who were telling service members to refuse unlawful orders. Donald Trump says hang them. George Washington would.
Yeah, and I also,
saying it's seditious behavior. Actually, if you think an order is unlawful, you're supposed to go to the Attorney General.
And I think about, the things people get fired up about without, just if you could actually have a rational conversation with some of these people. So we put forth probably the most, from the conservative side, the most robust, organized public policy push that we have seen in this state really since the last time it was done, basically 15 years ago, which this past year was the organized push on property taxes. Tens of thousands of people across the state engaged in that over months. None of these people who are irate and livid over the redistricting, in many, these influencers, Instagram, but whatever, where were they then? We could have actually affected public policy if we'd have got the thing that we were clamoring for enacted. And where was the president on that? Why didn't he care enough about us to engage in that? Now, again, don't want people getting hurt, don't want people getting threatened, don't want any of that. But man, if you are actually about the policy, if you're actually about the betterment of people's lives, if you're actually about holding government accountable, or lower taxes, or more limited, streamlined, effective government, there was your hill to die on. We did all the work for you. All you had to do was join the party, and none of these people wanted to do that then. But now with this redistricting, it's this bizarro, somehow Indiana's actions on redistricting, the whole country hangs in the balance based on whatever this small group of, that is insane to say out loud. And to the credit of Rod Bray, which I am loath to do, as of right now, he's actually looking pretty smart based on what happened in Texas, where he was trying to say, I'm not sure that we can draw these maps. He was saying many things, but one of the things they appeared to be saying was, we cannot guarantee these maps will stand the test in the courts based on what we would be doing to a majority black district in Marion County. And thus far, now the Supreme Court may rule different, they may override, but thus far he has been proven correct on this, and these senators are being treated so horribly because of that.
Yeah. I want to make a correction. Something I just said, military orders, they're presumed lawful unless they violate the Constitution, federal law, or exceed the issuer's authority. And if you believe that's in contrast, you should go to the Inspector General.
Okay, so to be fair, we've talked about some people on our side, or you presume maybe on our side, that are not behaving in the best of ways. Now can we talk about that psycho when we come back who carved herself up to try to make Trump people look bad?
If we have to.
The whole world has lost their minds, Casey, and so
Mental illness.
We're going to be fair and balanced when we come back. Speaking of fair and balanced, nobody is more fair or more balanced than Jarrett Lewis in the news.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
What's Jeff Saturday up to these days?
Retiring from football means a lot of things for a guy like me. It means more time to pick up some hobbies, like baking, puzzles, and some gardening. It also means pinching pennies. And that's why I look for unclaimed property at indianaunclaimed.gov. Look, it's your money, and they want you to have it. So check indianaunclaimed.gov or text Jeff to 46220 and search now.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's meeting with him today. Cloudy with some fog, rain, and some spots too. Right now it's 46 in downtown Indy. The high today in the low 50s. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:30. New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani will be in Washington to meet with President Trump.
It's going to be between the president who has led the most impactful political movement of a generation and a mayor-elect who believes that a hard left turn away from that could give him the keys to the next generation. Zohran Mamdani wants free bus rides for New Yorkers, free childcare, an increased minimum wage, but has no real way to pay for any of it unless taxes are hiked on corporations. That is a big part of the reason why wealthy New Yorkers are fleeing the Empire State.
Fox's Peter Ducey reporting. The NTSB is releasing new video that shows what could have caused the fatal crash of a UPS cargo plane in Louisville from earlier this month. The preliminary report shows there was structural damage near one of the engines with stress fractures and cracks. The plane first flew in 1991. And Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell says he's running for California governor. Current Governor Gavin Newsom will be term limited next year. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. Stocks rebounding today. The Dow is up 190 points to 45,752. The S&P 500 also in the green, up 23 points, 6,538. And the NASDAQ is up 61 points, 24,054. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Celebrate November with Hammer and Nigel and Franciscan Health, December 7th, noon to 2 at Googman House Brewing. You can win game tickets and prizes and learn how you can get healthy and stay healthy.
Weekday mornings at 7:15, the Tony Katz Popcorn Moment, brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Don't wait any longer for the kitchen you've been dreaming of. Request a consultation at boerremodeling.com.
The annual holiday open house is Saturday at Sundown Gardens. Shop festive decor, enjoy food samples, and register for door prizes. Sundown Gardens, 186th Street and Spring Mill Road.
Hey, Black Friday's come early to Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
This holiday season, give the gift of Indy's most iconic dining experiences. Now through December 31st, Hughes Culinary is offering a 20% bonus gift card with every gift card purchase of $125 or more. That's 20% more to give or keep for yourself.
And gift cards are available at all Hughes Culinary restaurants: St. Elmo Steakhouse, Harry and Izzy's, the HC Tavern and Kitchen, and 1933 Lounge. You can also order online at HughesCulinary.com. Make the season unforgettable with gift cards from Hughes Culinary. Hammer here for my friends at AAA. The holidays are here. It's upon us, and so is winter weather. This year, stay prepared and give everyone on your list the gift of a peace of mind by giving them a AAA membership. As a AAA member, you get roadside assistance 24/7, 365. Flat tire, dead battery, you name it, AAA is there. You also get exclusive travel discounts, hotels, rental cars, and all the cool events happening around the Hoosier State this holiday season. Now through the end of the year, new members can join AAA for just $50 for a 1-year classic membership and add an associate for free. This is a great gift idea. Give someone you care about a AAA membership. Visit AAA.com and use the code HOLIDAY25. That's HOLIDAY25 at AAA.com, or just call 844-GO-AAA-GO or visit your local AAA office. Give the gift of AAA this holiday season. Tell them Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you.
I see what you did there. That's strong, Kev. I mean, this is our award winner for Craziest Human Alive.
Yeah.
It's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. This is so, obviously we spent our first couple segments talking about these, senators here in Indiana who are getting swatted, and whether the person is, someone responding to Trump's criticism of these individuals or someone trying to exploit that. We have reached, there's so much just psychosis in the political environment now. Mm-hmm. And this broad right here said, hold my beer, I'm going to one-up everyone.
Yeah, this is awful.
Okay, so this chick, the New York Post, many other media outlets, national media outlets have this story. She was, Natalie Green was her name. And not that I notice people's appearances anymore, but a strong Broad Ripple 7.5, if we're scoring at home.
Yeah.
Very well assembled. And for some reason, this chick, she was an aide to a GOP congressman out of New Jersey. And she decided that she was going to, in a Jussie Smollett type deal,
yes,
hire some dude to carve her up, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, the photos are just disgusting. And
dozens of cuts on her face, her neck, her chest, her back, her shoulders.
And then on her stomach, I guess I can say this word.
Tony Katz did.
Okay. It says Trump whore. And then she basically she had an accomplice. So she hires a guy to do this.
A fetish body modification artist.
Okay, that was a new one for me. I did not know there was a genre for that.
Yeah.
But there is, apparently that's a genre. Okay. I'm out of that game now. So I'm not as astute on how the people do the stuff as I used to be. It's not funny, Kevin. It's very serious. Kevin's over there laughing. So she hires this guy to do this, and then has an accomplice who ties her up, leaves her in the woods somewhere for the authorities to find her after there's some sort of search to try to track her down. And she's, trying to get sympathy on herself, I guess, to say, she's a victim of some heinous assault.
Correct.
On the left, because she worked for a guy who was obviously a kind of a Trump ally in Congress, and then everybody would feel bad for her.
She's no longer working for the Representative Van Drew, so this is clearly attention-seeking behavior and a cry for help because she's no longer there and then does this to try to get attention, eyes back on her.
Yeah, I mean, but it goes far beyond attention-seeking behavior, right?
It goes to mental illness.
Well, yeah, I mean, the chick is clearly completely bonkers and should be removed from decent society immediately because she mutilated herself. She needed attention so bad, or sympathy so bad, that, I mean, if you want attention, get an OnlyFans account. This is way...
Or a dog, perhaps.
Well, that too. That probably would also work. But the sort of attention she's craving, I don't think you get from a dog.
Well.
But what is interesting about this, and it's sort of like the Smollett thing, these people are idiots. So they don't, it became very easy for the authorities. Like they found, didn't they find they found zip ties in the automobile of the person who was in on it with her. And then like a Google of zip ties near me, according to the New York
Zip
Post.
ties were purchased at a Dollar General, not far.
And so you just look at this and go, ma'am, and again, it's the equivalent of going to the county home and trying to engage in an in-depth conversation with someone. But you say, how did you think you weren't going to get caught? Don't you think the authorities would look into that? Like, could this be in the wake of the Jussie Smollett type things, that this could be a self-sabotage?
Yeah, she said she was attacked and ambushed, but then when they started asking her and the accomplice, they gave some conflicting stories, inaccurate descriptions of these non-existent attackers, and found that at the end she ended up paying somebody to do that to her, and she has now been arrested for staging a violent, politically motivated attack on herself.
And I don't know, maybe it's the culture. Maybe we have reached a point because of how dominant, obviously, the online community is, whatever your favorite application is in terms of likes and clicks and views and whatever. But the question to her would be, okay, let's say you never got caught and everyone felt bad for you. This is how you want to go through the rest of your life, chopped up with stuff all over you like that? Was that, at least with Jussie Smollett, there was no permanent damage. He, as far as I've seen, looks the way he always looked. And I mean, what he did was horrible. But what is going on in our society that people, and they all seem to be somewhat connected to the political sphere, right? And maybe we are all just connected into the political sphere now. Maybe they aren't separate anymore. Maybe everybody in some way is connected in, unlike we've ever seen. But this is just beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, she's most likely going to have scars, and I do mean permanent scars on her skin from this.
Anyway.
That wasn't thought through very well.
Yeah.
She's been charged with conspiracy to convey false statements and hoaxes and making false statements to federal law enforcement.
And again, even if you don't care about yourself, even if you're that, whatever twisted thing was going on with her that she felt compelled to do this, what about other people? Like, I think the same thing about the guys who are getting swatted right now. Obviously, it's horrible for them. And again, Spencer Deary, state senator, is scheduled to join us. He's been at 10:05. He's been one of the people who's been a victim of this. But you look at this and you go, okay, all the resources you're wasting that could be used to help people who are really in need, who really do have problems, who really are experiencing some traumatic event. And those things are being taken away, given to you for nothing. You did this to yourself.
Well, she did, but I think those resources do need to be used on her.
Well, she needs to be locked in a padded room, but think about how long it took these people to figure this out and all the manpower, and people had to go to the scene. And like, it's just what is going on in our country?
It's very much I will not be ignored, Dan, behavior.
Oh, boy, it sure is.
Someone pay attention to me.
Yeah, you're right.
And she's getting the attention.
Absolutely.
Now.
What are we doing? What's going on next? How do we bounce? How do we bounce
out of this?
Bounce back from
Well, Kevin Spacey is homeless.
Oh, another uplifting story. All right, we'll do that next. Sure, fine.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. It's Beer Sample Friday. Let's have so much fun, somebody gets arrested.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at hellsberg.com.
Press 1 for balances. Press 2 for deposits. Press 3 to scream into the void.
We get it. These days, it's all phone menus and chatbots. But business banking doesn't have to be that way. Bank with Horizon and discover the power of real AI, advisor intelligence. Real people who answer calls, know your business, and go above and beyond to help you succeed. Get started today at horizonbank.com/businessai.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Hey guys, it's Rob for We Grow Hair Indie. Are you pondering Thanksgiving, knowing you're going to sit at the table with a bunch of beautiful people and saying, I'm not going to be as beautiful as them? Well, if that's you, We Grow Hair Indie can take care of that. Get your confidence back, more hair on the top of your head, and next Thanksgiving, you could be the beautiful person at the table. Here's how it works. You call today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Schedule a totally free, no hassle, no obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, they are top-notch. They will take a look at what's going on the top of your head, and then they'll give you some suggestions on how to make that a little better. Then you take it from there. In the meantime, you can see some other people who have made the choice to be the beautiful people at their Thanksgiving table and get their confidence back by heading over to WeGrowHairIndie.com. WeGrowHairIndie.com. Schedule today, 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Head online to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra Thursday, December 4th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Kevin Spacey now says he's homeless. And I think this interview he did with The Telegraph is fascinating. It's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob Casey's here. So Kevin Spacey, he was a blockbuster, Hollywood star, all sorts of famous movies. Then struck gold with House of Cards. He was arguably, that show I think started in 2012. And what was it? Was it 2017 that he got the boot over the allegations of sexual impropriety? There was like a 4 or 5 year window there where he may have been the biggest star in Hollywood, as popular as that show was on Netflix. And then the Me Too movement happens. His career gets totally derailed by all these allegations of sexual impropriety. But what's fascinating about Spacey, unlike a Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, I don't think has ever been convicted of anything.
He was acquitted.
And these, like the civil litigations, I think, got thrown out. Now, he was accused of all this horrible behavior. But you look at this and go, okay, but he never was convicted. And like I said, I think everything else got thrown out. I could be wrong. Maybe there was some civil judgment against him. But he is saying because of the legal bills that he had to incur, he has now been forced to sell his home. He's basically living in and out of hotels and Airbnbs. And because of the stain of the allegations against him,
nobody wants to touch him.
He can't get work.
Yeah. He said all of his belongings are in storage. He's living in hotels and Airbnbs, and he's traveling wherever he can find work, which isn't a lot. He went on to say that he would love to return to work and that a call from somebody like Martin Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino could change everything for him.
And do you remember this? I don't know if it was you or when it was Mock was still here. After he got off on one of these, because there were multiple charges he was facing, or maybe it was in lead up to one of the court cases, he did a video as the guy from House of Cards, like in the full character mode. And basically he was like, bring it on, I'm not going anywhere. And he was very, all the bravado of that character. And yet, even though he was acquitted, the allegations themselves have been enough to sink one of the biggest names in Hollywood.
Right. So he pled not guilty to sexual assault and other charges. And, he said it's been a really humbling experience from the outcome. He wants to work. There's been some people that have come out, like Sharon Stone and Liam Neeson, saying that the industry needs him and misses him, and they've called him a genius, and he's a good man.
He was a great actor. No doubt.
He was. But if you're sinking millions of dollars into something, would you risk that by putting his name on the marquee?
Well, that's the broader conversation, is should allegations be enough to sink some individual when that person has been acquitted of wrongdoing on multiple occasions? Now, putting yourself in a bad situation repeatedly, or not learning a lesson from things, or being a weirdo doesn't make you a criminal. It doesn't
No, but it does turn people off from wanting to work with you.
Yeah, but if we're going to go after every weirdo in Hollywood, almost nobody be working. But there's a difference between I'm a criminal engaged in criminal, unconsensual, illegal behavior versus I'm a guy who's really exposed himself, maybe literally, right? And put myself in a bad situation. But he just, part of me wants to feel bad for him because he can't recover from this, even though he was acquitted.
Yeah. He says that his expenses over the past 7 years have been astronomical, and he's got little income coming in, and that starting over has been humbling. And he's shifted his relationship with fame. He now just enjoys interacting openly with people and walking with his head high. I mean, that's got to be a lot when you're that famous and that rich and you are at the top of your game to go to the bottom, climbing back up.
Well, how do you do it?
That could be a movie itself.
It could. I think part of the thing is the allegations, did they not involve someone underage?
I believe so.
Wasn't one of the sexual improprieties?
And so there's a lot of people who say, well, where there's smoke, there's fire, even if he wasn't found guilty.
But even look at, let's take another example of someone who doesn't involve underage and has basically essentially been found and never even made it to a trial. But Trevor Bauer, the pitcher for he was the pitcher for the Reds and then the Los Angeles Dodgers, was arguably the best pitcher in baseball. This woman makes this horrible complaint about him and their sexual encounters, and Bauer comes out and goes, wait a second, this woman asked for all of this, the way we engaged in sex. I got the text messages. She tried to get a restraining order against him. He wins at every level in the court case. He's completely vindicated, and yet no one in baseball will touch him. And he's going, wait a second. People have lives where they engage in rough consensual sex. If both people agree to it and one person asks for it, which I have these messages showing, and then later showing that she was trying to exploit him for money or whatever, and yet nobody in baseball will touch this guy, and he would still probably be one of the best players in Major League Baseball, but yet he has to pitch in Japan now. Or last I heard, he was pitching in Japan. For what? Both people agreed that they wanted this. He's got the messages proving it. The legal system agreed with him on this, and he can't get a job in baseball.
Yeah, because there's people who say, you know what? That's too much baggage. That's too much heat. We can get somebody who's very similar.
No, you can't get somebody that pitch like Trevor Bauer.
Somebody without all that negativity surrounding them.
That may be true, but for years, athletes have been
without all the trouble.
Not all athletes, but they've been scumbags and drug users and all, and you know, all that stuff got forgiven. And so I think it's a very odd thing that people who, in the case of Kevin Spacey, was acquitted, the jury found him not guilty multiple times. The civil proceedings fell apart. A great example locally would be someone like Curtis Hill. Curtis Hill was never charged with anything criminally. He was the ethics czar. The found him didn't any ethics violations. The civil lawsuits mostly fell apart. He got a slap on the wrist from the disciplinary commission, but his political career is basically done.
Yeah. And I still feel that people think, you know what, life is difficult enough. Running businesses is hard enough. We don't need that. We can go elsewhere.
Yeah, all right. Spencer Deary, he is one of the state senators who has been swatted, has been a victim of swatting. He's scheduled to join us next. We'll talk about the experience, about how he's dealt with it, and about how maybe we could turn the temperature down a little bit on this redistricting debate.
It's 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Don't wait until Gold Friday. Get specially priced tickets for the Pacers-Pistons game.
Players outside the arc, now center of the floor. Siakam drives, whips that left-hand pass into the lane. Caught and finished by Isaiah Jackson.
Get the best ticket prices of the season with your Indiana Pacers Gold Friday deals presented by KeyBank. This week only, get specially priced tickets for the Pistons game on Monday. Get your tickets at Pacers.com/Gold Friday. That's Pacers.com/Gold Friday.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, where a person was killed in an officer-involved shooting from overnight, and what Indiana State Police are investigating involving multiple state senators. Those stories and more coming up next. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis.
A peace plan for Ukraine. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. American diplomats presenting both Kyiv and Moscow with a plan to end the war in Ukraine as it approaches the 4-year mark.
The president supports this plan. It's a good plan for both Russia and Ukraine, and we believe that it should be acceptable to both sides, and we're working very hard to get it done.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who denied reports that the plan favors Russia more than Ukraine. The plan reportedly includes security guarantees for Ukraine, but also the loss of some of its territory. Sources say the U.S. is threatening to withhold weapons and intelligence. Ukraine's President Zelensky says Ukraine is facing the choice of losing a major partner or its dignity, and says Ukraine is at one of the most difficult moments of its history. Even as Russian attacks continue, a glide bomb killing 5 people in a residential area of Zaporizhia. Will there be peace at the White House today? After weeks of verbally bashing the other, President Trump will meet with New York City's Mayor-elect Mamdani.
My team reached out to the White House to set up this meeting because I will work with anyone to make life more affordable for the more than 8.5 million people who call this city home.
The president has called Mamdani a communist and warns
he has to be a little bit respectful of Washington, because if he's not, he doesn't have a chance of succeeding. And I want to make him succeed. I want to make the city succeed.
The president is accusing several congressional Democrats of sedition for a video recently posted,
saying their words are dangerous and seditious behavior from traitors, lock them up, and later saying punishable by death. It comes in response to video of former military and intelligence Democrats encouraging active military members to refuse orders from the Trump administration they feel are illegal.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Federal judges upholding several U.S. House districts drawn by North Carolina Republicans, rejecting claims those new maps were racially gerrymandered. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Working to ID the person killed. It's cloudy, 47 in the Circle City. A cloudy day overall with some rain in some spots today. The high, just 52. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's 10:02. The Tippecanoe County coroner is working to identify the person killed in an officer-involved shooting from overnight in Lafayette. Indiana State Police say the shooting broke out at an apartment complex near I-65 on the east side of the city. It's unclear how many people were around when shots were fired. Indiana State Police are also investigating the multiple swatting incidents that have impacted at least 5 state senators. Swatting is a form of criminal harassment when someone deceives police into believing there's a crime going on somewhere when there actually isn't. The most recent victim was State Senator Spencer Deary on Thursday.
Not only is this potentially dangerous, to everybody involved, but it's also illegal. Not really sure what motivates people to do something like this.
State Police Captain Ron Galavis says they're working diligently to find whoever's responsible. The FBI is also involved. Governor Mike Braun is directing flags to be flown at half-staff in honor of Corporal Blake Reynolds, the Delaware County Sheriff's deputy who died in the line of duty on November 12th. Visitation for Reynolds is happening today in Muncie, with the funeral set for tomorrow morning at Delta High School. A new initiative introduced in Washington this week is aiming to protect kids online. Johnette Cruz reports.
A new bipartisan caucus has started in Washington, D.C., dedicated to shielding children from online harms like social media exploitation and emerging AI risks. Indiana Congressman Aaron Houchin announced the formation of the Kids Online Safety Caucus, emphasizing the increased dangers children experience online. As a mother, Houchin says she sees the difficulty parents and policymakers are facing in keeping up. The caucus will focus on holding big tech accountable, monitoring emerging risks like AI chatbots, and ensuring companies provide transparency. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Number 1 Purdue is moving on in the Bahamas tournament. They beat Memphis last night 80-71. Head coach Matt Painter says they were challenged by the Tigers all game.
But we just got to get more consistency, on the glass there. And when you're not making shots, we got to do a better job guarding the ball and just do a better job overall.
The Boilers are back at it later tonight against number 15 Texas Tech in the Baja Mar Championship game. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level on the Go and at WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
You know that moment, right before the relatives arrive, when you suddenly see every spot, stain, and pet hair in the house. Hi, this is Denny Smith for Zero Res, and I'm here to tell you, don't DIY it before Thanksgiving. Leave it to the cleaning heroes at Zero Res. They'll make your carpets, upholstery, and even your air ducts shine without soap, residue, or harsh chemicals. Right now, get 3 rooms cleaned starting at $129 and take $50 off air duct cleaning. That's how you get your home looking and smelling like you meant to plan ahead. With over 5,100 Google reviews and a 4.9 rating, you can trust Zero Res to get it right the first time. So before Aunt Terry starts helping with the vacuum, call the pros. 317-388-5141 or ZeroResIndy.com, because nothing says welcome home like carpets so clean you could eat your pie off of them. But please don't. Zero Res, forward or backward, it spells the same, and it spells clean. 317-388-5141 or ZeroResIndy.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
So as we talked about in the first hour, the squatting of the state senators in Indiana is getting totally out of control. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's dangerous. And one of the senators yesterday who was impacted by this was Spencer Deary from the Lafayette area. He joins us now on the WIBC hotline. Senator Spencer Deary, hello.
Hey there. Thanks for having me on.
All right. So first of all, take us through what yesterday was like for you. I think people hear swatting and they think, oh, there's this horrible 911 call. The police come to your house. They knock down the door. Can you kind of let our audience know what the experience was like for you?
Yeah, sure. So for some, it can be, and that's why it can be so dangerous. Fortunately for me, you could kind of see it coming. It was like, all happening in slow motion because you had the reports of other senators. We actually, the night before, had the so-called prank of pizza you didn't order being delivered to your house, which is really, can seem harmless, but really the message there is we know where you live. And so I had multiple conversations with law enforcement saying, look, this is probably going to happen to me. How are we going to handle it? So we had a plan. So fortunately, in my case, it was not that. It was they were able to, they received a report of, the scary thing is the report says, there's domestic violence happening at this address, and any officers who show up are going to be shot or attacked. And so really the goal there is to try to get them to come in with, guns ready to shoot anybody that resists. But fortunately, because we were able to prepare, instead it was a conversation from dispatch, a phone call from dispatch. No, we're good. This is me. And then an officer showing up on the doorstep, politely having a polite interaction. So, we are fine. I don't want to exaggerate of what we went through, but I still think it's important to take a moment and say, this is not okay.
State Senator Spencer Deary is our guest. So is that something you and your colleagues after the Greg Good incident have kind of taken it on your own to do, is contact your local law enforcement and say, hey, we could be victims of this too?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been an effort to say, we need to be prepared for this. This is a different environment than we are used to, and so we need to be more prepared than we typically are for a state Senate type position.
Senator Deary, I want to ask you about motives and the political climate. Do you believe the swatting incidences are connected to the current debate over redistricting?
I don't want to jump to any conclusions. I mean, obviously, nobody knows who I am without that. And so obviously there's a connection in the sense of we're in the public profile nationally because of that. What the motivations are, an investigation will show. But really, whatever the motivation is, it's important to just say, you know what? Elected officials are humans. because we're humans, we do stupid stuff. So call us out when we do stupid stuff, but do it with respect and dignity. And there's no, I'm not talking to one of the best at doing so.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because, look, we came at you guys really hard on property taxes. I'm not going to lie. I think you guys totally blew it. I'm not going to say something different because you're on the phone with me, but we were pretty nice to you guys. I mean, what is it about this redistricting thing that, like, it's amped this thing up to a level that's totally ridiculous?
Well, let me just say I did vote against the property tax bill. Just throw that out there. But
you did,
with
yes.
With that said, you know, I think it's just become this national profile. I mean, you have the president, you have the vice president, and because of that, you even have international eyes. You know, for all we know, there could be, you know, there are people internationally that like to sow discord in this country and, you know, capitalize on things like this. So it could be somebody up the street, it could be somebody overseas. I don't know. But anytime you have this kind of vitriol and this kind of anger, and you look online, you know, there's a lot of dehumanization and there's a lot of just, you know, anger. And so it's important to take a moment and say, you know what, we're humans, we have families. I had kids in my house, and there were kids lining up to get on the bus at the time that this could have been happened. And so fortunately it was not traumatic, but if I had been the first, you could have had a SWAT team storming in my street while you had kids lined up getting on the bus. And so we just got to take the time and say stuff like this is not okay.
Senator Deary, in regards to safety and protocols, have you been offered additional security or protective measures? And do you believe Indiana's current laws and policies around swatting are sufficient?
Well, at the moment, you know, we the state police does a good job taking care of us, and I don't want to go into too many details about what that looks like, just for our own safety and protocols. But I'm very grateful to local law enforcement. I'm grateful to state police for all that they do to keep us safe. We did actually pass Senate Enrolled Act 198 last year that elevated the crime of swatting to a level 6 felony. So in some sense, we're a little ahead of the game on that. But, you know, there's always going to be stuff that like this, and so we have to try and stay one step ahead of the people that are doing this. But we need to, as a state, as a country, say this is not okay.
Spencer Deary, our guest, Indiana State Senator, Lafayette area. You now get a primary challenger right out of this. Like, why is it that people think that redistricting is some magic silver bullet that's going to prepare them to victory? Because, and maybe go into this a little bit, it doesn't seem like a lot of constituents, your constituents, are really fired up that this is the issue that's going to motivate them to vote.
You know, it's true. I mean, right from the get-go, I did not believe this was the right thing to do because I think it goes against the idea of what, you know, what we call popular sovereignty, the people being in charge of their rulers. But I was only reinforced as I started to go to my community and to listen, and not just, you know, obviously the Democrats are against this 100%, but there was a lot of money spent to try to convince Republicans to tell me to support this. And over half of the calls I got in response to those were saying, this is not who we are, don't do this. And those that were on the other side, you call them up, and there wasn't really, honestly, passion there or even a lot of information. And so once you walk through the situation, I had lots of people say, yeah, you're right, this is a bad idea, don't do this. So I don't fully understand it as an issue, especially when you consider that by the time you get to the primary, this is not going to be an issue. You know, the result of these races isn't going to impact this at all. What I'm hearing people want to focus on is they're worried about rising utility rates driven by unprecedented demand of energy. There's still concerns, as you know, out there about property taxes, rising medical costs. That's what people want to talk about. And so I'm there. I took my position knowing that it could bait somebody into trying to run a primary, but I try not to think that way and just do what's right, and I'm confident that I'm doing what the voters want me to do, and we'll be just fine.
How do the recent comments or pressure from not only the governor but also President Trump affect your position?
Honestly, I'm listening to the people that I see at the grocery store, the people that I see at, you know, the festivals in my rural counties. There's a lot of noise online. There's a lot of, you know, that's fueled some of that by the national rhetoric. but it's a mismatch from what I'm hearing from actual voters. And, you know, I'd love to make everybody happy, but I know that that's not possible. And if I have to choose, it's an easy choice who I'm going to upset. And it's not the people that elected me. It's not the people that I'm actually seeing on the ground.
All right, we'll get you out of here with this. Spencer Deary, State Senator, Lafayette area, is our guest. If you could give a message to the people out there about this environment, about what's going on, if you could just say something to the folks out there, maybe to help drive the temperature down a little bit on this. Obviously, the behavior is getting totally out of control. Floor is yours. What would it be?
You know, you hear a lot of talk about unity. It kind of becomes cliche. Unity does not mean that we all agree or think the same. What it means is that we agree to act on the same core values. And one of those core values is that all of our elected officials and all of our voters, we're all human beings. And never forget that. Fire them, debate them, tell them why they're wrong, but don't dehumanize them. If social media is causing you to do that, shut it off. Go talk to a human being. Just be a good person.
Yeah, and congratulations, Senator. The odds were 100-1 we would ever get a member of the Indiana Senate from the Republican side on our show. So congratulations. We cashed the bet. Thanks to you today. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Well, I hopefully they'll let me still hang around in the caucus rooms after giving you some time. But I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks. All right, Kendall Casey Show, 93 WIBC.
Holy cow! Another beautiful play for Indiana. A new coach, a new team, a new energy in Bloomington.
You're going to see a bunch of guys that are all about winning. They play incredibly hard.
Coach Darren DeVries is ready to write the next chapter in Hoosier basketball.
We love what I think the fans are going to be able to see in terms of how we approach every game.
IU basketball is back. Up next, Kansas State. Tuesday at 8 on the home of the Hoosiers, 93 WIBC.
Spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream, or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Hey, Black Friday's come early to Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Transform your bath and double the value. It's B Windows Black Friday bath sale. Buy one bath, get one free. Plus no interest and no payments for 24 months. Call now or visit bwindow.com.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry in Carmel.
Okay, so it looks like it is the end of Circle Center Mall as we know it.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew this day was coming, but it appears that it is now. The wheels are moving rapidly.
Some of the remaining tenants are receiving notices that they have to vacate by December 31st.
Yeah, so
Get out!
Indy Star has a big article about this, and look, I mean, the mall just simply had malls, plural in general, not everywhere. There are some malls, even here in central Indiana, that are still doing all right. But in many cases, malls have sort of are a bygone era thing as more and more people shop online, places where you don't have the cost of overhead and employees and all these other things. It's just become harder and harder to make a mall work. And Circle Center, look, and I don't think you underscore in a post-COVID world, fewer people coming downtown, fewer people engaging, the growth of the suburbs. You don't have to be downtown where the action is anymore. And so it just couldn't make a go of it. And now they're going to totally reinvent that property. And as a result, there are still a few scragglers hanging on in there. And they got told, December 31st, you donezo.
Yeah. So the mall's owner announced plans for a massive $650 million redevelopment. Includes offices, apartments, entertainment, and an open-air retail floor. They haven't officially stated when the mall will completely close, but they're telling all of the tenants December 31st is when you got to leave.
You know, it's so fascinating for me to see this because as a Hoosier lifer, I can remember, I think at the mall, that was 30 years ago, the mall opened. I remember when it opened. I remember coming downtown, which that was a huge deal when you're a kid, right? Like you're coming downtown, and I remember shortly after that mall opened, it was just flooded with people, and they had the movie theater, and they had they had that big sprawling arcade up at the top of it, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest place that ever existed. Like, I want to spend every hour of every day in this place, and it had a good probably 15-year run, and then basically, the past decade and a half, it's been sort of the slow death decline. I think the safety has been an issue. I think the lack of people coming downtown. I think the post-COVID, and really the thing over all of it is so many people no longer do in-person shopping. They don't need to engage to get what they want.
Right. They just order it online. Same thing. We used to come down from South Bend all the time, and it was a treat. To come to Circle Center Mall, and it was the big city shopping experience. And now it's just desolate. There's nobody there in the mall. It used to be this central hub for downtown, not only for people coming from other smaller cities around Indiana, but convention goers and hotel guests since it opened in 95. And it's ever since COVID, it's just been a rapid decline.
It will be interesting because we are going through something similar here. We've talked about how we're out of this building within the next 3 or 4 weeks, and this building, which for again basically the past 30 years has been the MS Communications building, has been a staple of downtown, and that great marquee and the news rolling on the scrolling across, and the WIBC logos and the other radio stations. This building is going to become something
else,
very different, right? And there's some people who think, and it'll be interesting to see what Mr. Smolian does with the property, but the building itself may not even exist anymore. That it could be torn down and be something different. And society is sort of catching up to itself now, and COVID did a lot of damage in terms of eliminating foot traffic that local merchants depend upon in order to thrive and to succeed. And in a bygone era, this building was one of the coolest things because you would sit there and watch some guy do the news. Literally, you would walk past them. It was some throwback thing. And because of how our industry has evolved, it's just far outlived its usefulness. And, I think they sold Indianapolis Monthly. The MS doesn't own that anymore, and they occupy that top floor. And there's a bank on the first floor. But other than that, it's like just, hey, we're moving on.
Right. And speaking of that.
Oh, yes.
You did. I walked in this morning, and you were busy cleaning off your desk.
So
Pack it up, Kendall.
Okay, so here's the deal. So I'm out next week.
Taking some time off.
That's right. Yeah, not permanently yet. But I will not be here next week. So basically that means when I come back, based on the time frame they've given us, the first week of December will probably be our last week here. So they have ordered us to clean up all of our stuff. Now,
pack it up.
I don't do any actual work around here. So my desk has become, it was just a museum, basically, of stuff that I've acquired, much of it from many of you over the years who have sent various trinkets and whatever in, and I've made a great display out of it. And in basically a couple hours this morning, that 9 years of my life basically went into about 3 piles.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we're pondering is there's so much stuff, and some of these things I will keep, they're personal things, family photos, whatever. But a lot of this stuff, I just don't have room for it at my house. But it means something to me because it meant something to you, and I meant enough to you to send them to me. And we're like, what do we do with a lot of this stuff? I don't want to just throw it away. And so you said, why don't we give it away?
Yeah, let's give it away. We've got a nice little pile together. This is mostly a Trump-themed pile. This is the Donald talking pen.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
There's so much crap.
So here's one of the items. I'm showing them on the YouTube channel, by the way, which you can watch at Kendall and Casey in the YouTube search bar. You also have the Donald Trump punching pen, where if you press the little button on his back, he throws fists. He's wearing boxing gloves. Oh, and speaking of boxing gloves, this one was a recent addition, the Todd Rokita boxing gloves.
One of his staffers gave me those at, I believe that was at the state convention.
This looks like it could be a Christmas ornament on a tree.
They said Rokita wanted you to have these. And I said, well, there's something I want him to have too, but I can't describe it in good and decent society.
Now, this could be historical one day.
Yes.
It's a Trump for President button.
Yeah.
2020, by the way. You've got the Diego Morales koozie.
Somebody got me that at one of the state fairs, and they said, well, we paid for this. We thought you'd want to have this.
The Indiana Secretary of State koozie. I like this one. This one's funny. This is the Trump Claw MAGA 2020, and it's something you put your beverages in.
Sure.
Made from all natural liberal snowflake tears, no fake news included. All aboard Trump train. Calories 100, impeachment 0%, fake news 200%, patriotism 100%, spray tan 30%, gun rights 80%, liberal tears 1,000%.
Oh, that's the content.
Yeah. Not a significant source of tolerance for the media. May contain random rants on social media, not intended for people with large hands.
Now, show that thing over there to your right. That's really the great prize. No, Ethan actually got that for me at a garage sale years ago. Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle. It's the Trump.
It's the Trump game. I'm back and you're fired.
Fired board game. Ethan got that, like I said, at a garage sale for me years ago. So what Casey and I were kind of kicking around was not next week, but the week after, we'll put all the stuff in some great collection, and we will find some challenge or something to give it away to one lucky listener. All of Rob's stuff that he's not taking with him, you may have my stuff and know these once belonged to Rob Kendall.
The Donald talking pen includes 8 sayings.
I will be the greatest
we heard that one.
Maybe it doesn't work right. Maybe that's why they gave it to me. So try it again.
Okay.
I'm really rich.
It's true.
I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall.
I remember that.
So I got it all done.
I don't wear a toupee.
Okay. Thank you. We've heard enough. That's why I'm giving it away.
Yeah.
I got all that stuff taken down. I was like, man, 9 years of my life. Like, I was so young and beautiful when this collection of stuff started, and now look at me.
Now look at you. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-929. That's 317-660-929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-929. That's 660-929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wealth Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaim their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
JMV here. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Miss M's Home and Garden. Join them this Saturday, November the 22nd, and Sunday, November the 23rd, for their annual holiday open house. Stroll through the garden shop to shop the festive decor, enjoy food samples, and sign up for giveaways and door prizes with your purchase. Fresh cut trees, greenery, wreaths, porch pots, and more will fill the greenhouse. Bring your family and friends to enjoy the festivities. Miss M's is located on State Road 135 south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Trying to completely strike down socialism. Cloudy and 48. It'll be cloudy all day with a high at 52. I'm Jared Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:30. The House of Representatives is considering a vote on a resolution that would condemn socialism in all of its forms and oppose the implementation of socialist policies in the U.S. Republican Congressman French Hill spoke on the House floor, calling the resolution something all elected leaders should support.
Socialism ignores the side of man and woman that is the spirit. It dulls the human capacity for self-initiative, entrepreneurship, risk-taking.
Some Democrats, however, argue the resolution is nothing more than a waste of time and could undermine government programs such as Medicare and Social Security. This, as New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani is meeting with President Trump in the Oval Office. Trump has repeatedly called Mamdani a socialist. There's also new legislation that would prohibit any funding for military operations against Venezuela. Some House Democrats argue President Trump has no legal authority to conduct these operations. This comes as the Trump administration has been carrying out military strikes throughout the region on vessels they suspect are carrying illegal drugs to the country. Family and friends coming together in Titusville, Florida to celebrate the life of an 18-year-old girl who died on a cruise ship.
Mourners at the Celebration of Life service at the Grove Church were asked to wear bright colors instead of black, with many choosing blue, a favorite of Kepner's family, to highlight what they describe as Anna Kepner's vibrant and joyful personality.
It's heartbreaking. It's so sad.
The 18-year-old remembered as someone who loved cheerleading and being on the water. Josh, too, is Kepner's former boyfriend.
Sad, you know, because that was my first love. She was the best that ever happened to me.
Kepner was on a cruise with her father's stepmother and stepbrother when she died November 7th. The FBI is investigating.
Fox's CJ Papa and SpaceX making its 100th launch this year with a rocket taking off from Florida's Space Coast Thursday night.
3, 2, 1, ignition. And liftoff.
The rocket was carrying almost 30 Starlink satellites. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
The holidays are right around the corner. Is your home ready for hosting all your guests? My friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling are here to help with any unexpected plumbing or HVAC issues that we know are at the bottom of your holiday prep list. For the month of November, Hope will give you $200 off any $1,000 plus plumbing or HVAC service. Hope is here to help so you can get back to what matters most. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE or online at hopeplumbing.com.
As a caregiver, managing your loved one's health can at times be overwhelming.
This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. In a moment, I'll share 3 tips to help you manage your loved one's medical care effectively.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
Tip number 1, keep a list of all medications, dosages, and schedules to ensure your loved one is taking their medication correctly. Second, attend doctor's appointments with your loved one when you're able. And finally, stay organized by keeping forms, notes, and other important documents in one secure place. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says, I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Breaking news. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Can you be serious? I have breaking news for you.
I'm listening.
And you're sitting there with your Todd Rokita boxing gloves.
Yeah, they're on my fingers. I'm ready to fight. Let's go.
Turns out, according to our website, WIBC.com, and this will come as a great shock to you, Casey, Indianapolis is very dangerous at night.
It's not a shock to me, Rob.
Oh, yeah.
We play gunshot or firework at my house.
That's right.
Indianapolis ranked 5th most dangerous major U.S. city for residents walking alone after dark.
Okay, you should.
Well, we don't go out after dark at my house.
Well, you should never be walking alone anywhere in the city at any time, day or night. But especially at night. And look, I mean, the city is a cesspool of violence, and violent criminals believe they can escape any sort of prosecution or punishment, and then if they do get caught, if they do get apprehended, they don't think the punishment's going to be all that bad based on the sort of triangle of terror that we have, where it's like 3 groups kind of pointing at each other. You've got the mayor's office who points at the prosecutor points at the judge points back at the mayor, and it's just like, instead of everybody coming together going, hey, we got to kind of fix this, everybody just keeps pointing at each other.
Nobody wants to take ownership.
No, blame him.
So the report was done by David Off Law personal injury lawyers, and they calculated a night walk risk score, and they used the residents' perceived safety, also police presence, CCTV coverage, and nighttime pedestrian fatality rates. Indianapolis has the lowest lighting density of all of the cities that they analyzed. There are 9,141 streetlights per every 100 square mile.
And obviously, when we talk about violence, we're very aware of what goes on in essentially what they call the mile circle area, right? Because it's where we're at all the time. And just even in the mile area, like the mile square of downtown Indianapolis, I think about where it was 10 years ago, and I think I've told this story. I would oftentimes walk from the circle area to Mass Ave and walk back at 2 a.m, not think of. Now, I wasn't walking alone, but I never thought a thing about it. It's just whatever, out of sight, out of mind. You saw some weirdos on the street. You kind of knew the guys that if they were coming towards you, you kept your head down and you didn't really engage in any shape, form, or fashion. But
didn't instigate anything.
By and large, you become a veteran of the post 1 a.m. scene, and you kind of, Kev's nodding in agreement, you kind of know who to avoid, right? That's just the rules of the road. But now, I would never do that. That would just be beyond stupid. And you know who I think would be fascinating to interview? And I don't know if we could ever arrange this, because our station kind of has an adversarial relationship with the guy. I think Ryan Mears would be fascinating to interview. And he might actually do it, given what seems like his political aspirations, because this show I think always gets a good reputation of being very fair to everyone, And we, unlike maybe anybody else, put the politics kind of aside because we hate everybody equally. It'd be fascinating to just like not a gotcha conversation, not, hey, you're doing a horrible job, but just say, hey,
where are you at?
As the prosecutor, explain to everyone why this is the way it is. And I think the bigger conversation should be about how do we fix it? Maybe I'll put that on myself, that I will reach out to Ryan Mears and say, would you be willing to come on and have a conversation about how you see violence in this city, about how you deal with criminals in this city, do you think you're doing a good job? Do you think the city's doing a good job? And if not, what can we do about this?
Right? What grade would he give himself?
Because one of the things I will say about Hogsett is, especially in the past couple years, now he was awful on this for a while, but they seem to give the police most of what they want in these budgets. Now, there's a difference between just throwing money at people versus policies and procedures and whatever
that are effective.
Right? And I think Hogsett for so many years basically had an open for business sign on the city in terms of how criminals viewed Indianapolis, that it's like all these illegal immigrants that got in. Once they're in, it takes forever to get them out, and it takes forever to keep them from coming. And that's sort of the challenge Trump is at. I think that the city's still kind of dealing with that. But I think Ryan Mears would be a fascinating person to sit down and just have like a conversation with about, from your perspective, why is the city in the position it is as it relates to violence?
Right, what's not working. So there are large areas of Indianapolis that remain poorly lit and exposed at night. Only 30% of residents report feeling safe walking alone after dark. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not one of them. Not one of them. And the expert insight says that well-lit streets, effective police presence, and surveillance are critical for safer environments. I don't know if I want to be surveilled, but well-lit, yeah, I'm on board with that. Police presence, yes.
It's so wild, like how quick, in comparison to time as a collective, things can go downhill. Like I remember, there was a period of time in the city under Ballard, while you would give an arm now for 100 homicides a year, where that was the number, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's getting out of control. And one of the real points of consternation as it related to violence in the city was around the Black Expo time. And for multiple years, there was high-profile violence that took place. And so, what are we going to do about this? But I can even remember then. I remember coming downtown for stuff, and like it was Black Expo, and there was all sorts of stuff going on. It's like had to park all the way at the zoo. I think the Indians were playing. There was some other stuff going on. Had to park all the way down at the zoo. And I never really thought a thing about it walking in the greater downtown area, even at a time when back then where they're like, oh, you don't want to come down then, like this. It just sort of used to be, you knew where to go. You knew what to do. You knew, don't be an idiot. Don't act silly. Don't bother other people. They're not going to bother you. Just walk somewhere where it's reasonably lit and don't go alone and you're going to be fine. That's just, those days are gone. Like it's such a different world down here now than it used to be.
The top 5 dangerous cities for night walking are Albuquerque, Memphis, Houston, Jacksonville, and Indianapolis at number 5 on the list. So today you've got the New York City mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. He's going to meet
Kev's guy, Mamdani.
He's going to meet with Donald Trump at 3 p.m.
He's going to give all you young people the free stuff, Kev. Get ready, pal.
You're making it sound like Kevin voted for him. Poor Kevin. Kevin's like,
I don't even live in NYC.
That's not my guy. They're going to meet in the Oval Office today at 3 o'clock, and they're expected to talk about affordability, public safety, federal funding, immigration enforcement, and also federal security clearance for briefing on terror threats. Mamdani, apparently he's going to tell Donald Trump that deportations will no longer be permitted in New York City after he takes power.
Okay, so how long do we give before the public turns on this clown? Because he's made all sorts of promises that there's no way he can reasonably keep them. He's still got to deal with the city council that hopefully in some level, there's some level of reasonableness and reality. And we all know if Mamdani gets any of these policies, it's like not going to work. It's not going to the ludicrous. The train rides are free, and the rent is free, and the groceries are free. Really? How?
Well, isn't that typical of progressive policies? The intent is more important than the execution.
All right, Kev.
This is what I want to do. How are you going to do it? I don't know.
Mom Donnie might not be your guy. I might have been a little overzealous with that. But I think you can answer this one. Why are young people so stupid?
Oh.
Like, why do they vote for this guy? Like, do they believe that? Like, when you hang out with people, do they believe this stuff that you can have free groceries and free rent and free trade? Like, do they understand how it works?
Yeah, I feel like there is a disconnect between what they think is like going to be good for everybody
That's
and
right.
also just their financial.
Do you
what their
really think it
financial
was?
status
Do you
will
really
be.
think it was young people that were voting for
Well,
him?
the polling showed that the young people were overwhelmingly in support of this guy, right? Like, I mean, I'm not saying it was an Obama-like revolution, but if you're getting, 80, 90% of a voter block in a mayoral race, right? Like, I find it fascinating that we have done such a poor job. I say we as a society. I'm talking the parents. I'm talking the community. I'm talking certainly public education system, private education system in some cases, educating people that they can't even process what was the thing we did the other day where they couldn't say how many, the young people couldn't say how many pennies were in a dollar?
Correct.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's 100.
Yeah. Financial
You learned that
literacy.
when you were like 2.
Well, right. A lot of people aren't grasping it, though. He was recently asked in an interview how he was going to make the buses free, something he said on the campaign trail, when the governor said she's not going to raise taxes to pay for that.
And the other one, you're talking about fast and free buses and you're meeting with the governor. I've heard you talk about many times that you don't want to take money away from the MTA. You want to put money back in. It's something that she agrees with, right? We don't want to take away money from the MTA. How are you getting that money, the $700 million to make the buses free, into the MTA if she's not for raising taxes?
I think that the two clearest ways to raise that money is through the raising of the state's corporate tax to match that of New Jersey. I think that a lot of this is still a case to be made. Whether it's the corporate tax or whether it's the personal income tax on those who make more than $1 million a year or more, I think that these are the clearest ways. I've also said that if there are other ways to raise this funding, the most important fact is that we fund it, not the question of how we do it, but that we do it.
Can you imagine?
We just have to do it, Rob. We're just going to do it. How? We're just going to do it.
You're some guy in Buffalo and you get your taxes raised so that some idiot can have a free
bus ride
to be a menace to society in New York City. But you're right, Casey. The governor clearly lays out who would be in charge of that or oversee that in some capacity. No, that's not an option. Well, we're going to do it. No, I'm telling you we're not going to, but we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And people voted for that.
But how? Now it's just more important that we say we're going to do it than we actually do it.
People voted for that.
They did, and they'll find out, won't they? You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, of course the Democrats are trying to undermine Donald Trump. Why is anybody thinking anything else? I'll explain after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Hey, let's talk about Mark Dietel for a second, shall we? One of the all-time great Indiana Hoosiers. Indianapolis real estate market is strong, but it's not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire a real estate team that knows how to aggressively market your home like Mark Dietel Realty. Perhaps you're worried with the challenging market, you won't sell your home for the price it's worth. Mark Dietel guarantees Your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Troy in Connorsville had to say about working with Mark Dietel. I was a real estate challenge. I wanted to sell my home over market value and buy a home near my favorite hunting area with land and no HOA close to town. Miraculously, the Mark Dietel team did it all. They found the perfect new home at a great price and sold my current home in 10 days for $10K over list price. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, Dietel.com.
Growing your retail business is easier with Shopify Point of Sale. Shopify POS connects your entire retail store, in-store, online, and social media on one platform. It's built for how customers shop today and for how they'll shop tomorrow. The result? Smoother checkouts and deeper customer relationships that pay off and keep them coming back. Ready to grow with Shopify POS? Visit shopify.com/switch now for more details. That's shopify.com/switch now.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
An official message from Medicare. Couple more minutes and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local, well-trained expert you can trust like Family Heating and Air Conditioning? We'll find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
It's not just cancer care, it's the complete care you get at Hendricks.
And you can feel that spirit of excellence, trying to do what's best from a medical standpoint, but also trying to affect the patient and their family as you would a family member.
Hendricks Care is trying to meet the patient where they are.
You know your body better than anyone else.
Do the cancer screening early.
An ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure.
Learn about health screenings at hendricks.org/cancer.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios, and they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
Ease into game day at the Ultimate Colts Tailgate, happening at the Slippery Noodle, Sunday, November 30th. Doors open at 9:30. Good vibes, great food, and pregame fun with fellow fans.
Okay, I think this is a very fair debate we're about to have, and I think it will resonate with our audience. Jason Hammer of the Hammer and Nigel Show is here. Hello.
Hello. Now, we talked about this yesterday, and I know Casey and I were talking about this off the air, but in California, they're going to have an open governor seat.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like Eric Swalwell is going to be throwing his name in the mix to become the new governor of the state of California. Now, for those scoring at home, Eric Swalwell, you may remember him from a number of different things. Number one, a very bad presidential candidacy back in 2020.
That's right. I forgot about that.
He was part of the Intel Committee, but he also got busted banging a Chinese spy named Fang Fang.
That's right.
And he also had a high-profile fart while doing an interview on MSNBC.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So those are the things that he's best known for. Sure. So the question I present to the brain trust in this room, Rob, Casey, what would be more embarrassing, being known as the guy farting on an interview or the guy on the Intel committee that got busted doing a Chinese spy?
Yeah, and to me, this is a no-brainer. The fart is way more embarrassing because Fang Fang wasn't bad looking, and men get manipulated by good-looking women all the time. His case is pretty simple. Look at her. I made a mistake. You haven't made a mistake with a woman before. I think he can explain that, especially to dudes, but the fart, no, that's totally humiliating.
But even being a member of the Intelligence Committee of the United States government.
The comeback hammer is, I'm in the government. Of course I'm incompetent. It's a no-brainer.
You just expect that from him?
Look at this.
But it's not like he was on the Finance Committee or he was on the Veterans Committee. He was on the Intelligence Committee, and he was doing a Chinese spy.
But everybody knows that the people in Washington, D.C. are corrupt and they're morons and they're only in it for themselves. He just trots around and goes, look, I made a mistake, but look at her. You're telling
was hot.
That's what I'm saying. Every dude in America would see that and go, I get it, man. Sure, you compromised national security. But who amongst us hasn't made a horrible decision with a woman because she was out of our league?
Now, I'm with you. I think the fart is way more embarrassing. And there's no way that you could try to say that that wasn't a fart. Because I remember somebody on MSNBC once said, well, maybe somebody was moving a mug in the background of the production studio. No, you could tell by his face he floated an air biscuit.
Now, I disagree with this completely.
What?
Yeah.
So you think that the
Fang Fang incident is more embarrassing.
Why?
Well, because for one, they're supposed to declare any relationships that they have. He was investigated by the Department of Justice over this. And at the end of the day, everybody gets a little gassy sometimes. Everybody poops, right? It's just...
But not on national TV.
It trumpets on its way out. It's just trying to make you happy.
It wasn't like it was a silent one where you could tell maybe he bit his lip a little bit. It was like a post-Thanksgiving feast beefer, and it went over the microphone.
Okay, and here's the other side of this. So he's married now. Now he was not with this. He was not cheating on his wife with.
He was
Fang
single
Fang.
at the time of Fang
Yeah,
Fang.
yeah. But you're his wife. Could you marry a guy knowing he was that stupid that he was on the Intelligence Committee and he Swalwell should just looked at it. That's why I came up with the theory of two years ago, the broad ripple theory of two, where everybody gets a number based on their look, and if on a scale of 1 to 10, and if somebody is with somebody else who is more than 2 outside their number, then some serious shenanigans are going on because people flock to like-looking individuals, and she is way out of his league, and he should have known there's no reason this woman would be with me for any viable purpose.
So let me ask you this, Casey. Let's say that you are single and you go into the Regal Beagle in California,
Getting
right?
a white wine spritzer?
White wine spritzer,
Yeah.
Jack Tripper's on one side, Larry's on the other. And you see Eric Swalwell's there. Now, you know that he's single, but he's the politician. You know he's the guy that's farted on TV, and you know that he's the guy that slept with the Chinese spy on the Intel Committee. Are any of these deal breakers? Which one is more of a deal breaker?
I think the Chinese spy and the fact that he would put his country at risk as a patriot, there's no way I'm
So
getting
if he
near
just
that.
farted, you might hook up with him.
No, I would go directly to Mr. Furley and say, get this guy away from me.
What are we doing this afternoon? What's going on?
We're going to have some barguments this afternoon. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about Indy. By the way, if you get that interview with Mears, I have some questions.
You want
I'd
to talk
like
to him about property
slide
taxes?
across the table to
That
you.
is my goal before the end of the year, is to get that interview with Ryan Mears. I'm going to see if I can pull that off.
Thank you, Hammer. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Black Friday deals are happening all month long at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. You can lease a new Ford Escape or a Bronco Sport for just $339 a month. Plus, you could save over $13,000 on a new Ford F-150. You always get more with Andy Moore's Get More Guarantee. More savings, more selection, and more for your trade. Buy your vehicle 100% online. It is so easy to do at AndyMooreFord.com, and Andy Moore will deliver it right to your door. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Plainfield is the place for your car, truck, and SUV. And if you've got a business, Andy Moore Ford is the place for your commercial vehicle. Not only to get your new medium to heavy-duty F-Series trucks, but their service bays can handle vehicles up to 35,000 pounds. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield for all the Black Friday deals. Check them out, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
AndyMooreFord.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilson, third-generation owner of Wilson Farm Market, just 15 minutes north of 465 on 31. If you are looking for your source of homegrown, locally made, know where your food's coming from, we are your spot. We have hand-dipped ice cream, 130 different kinds of cheese. We fry chicken, just a little bit of everything, a foodie's heaven. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465, right on US 31.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
It's B Window's biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off, plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
In 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what led to shots being fired early this morning by police in Lafayette, and how an Indianapolis woman defrauded the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Those stories and more next. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis.
Peace or dignity? I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. A choice that Ukraine's President Zelensky says he's facing in a White House brokered peace plan that would end the Russian invasion.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says U.S. diplomats have presented a peace plan to Russian and Ukrainian leaders designed to end the years-long war in Ukraine.
The president supports this plan. It's a good plan for both Russia and Ukraine, and we believe that it should be acceptable to both sides, and we're working very hard to get it done.
Leavitt would not offer details of the proposal, but pushed back on reporting that the deal would require far more concessions from Ukraine than Russia.
Fox's Jared Halpern, the deal reportedly would require Ukraine to cede some of its territory to Russia. Zelensky has spoken with Vice President Vance and says he will work calmly to offer alternatives to the U.S. peace proposal, which reportedly has a Thursday deadline. New York City's Mayor-elect Mondani has arrived in Washington for his meeting later today with President Trump. After weeks of rhetoric between the two, the president says he expects the meeting will be civil. The House at this hour is debating a Republican-backed resolution that would condemn socialism in all of its forms. Many of the Democrats objecting.
Democrats are making the argument that this resolution is way too broad, that it encompasses social programs like Social Security and Medicare, SNAP, even fire departments and public parks, and they do not want to denounce all of that.
Fox's Aisha Hasni on the Hill. We should know by early next week whether the U.S. Supreme Court will hear the Trump administration's appeal of lower court orders leaving birthright citizenship in place, despite the president's executive order limiting it the way he says the founders intended. Nearly 37 years on death row ended last night for a Florida inmate. Richard Randolph was given a lethal injection for the rape and murder of a convenience store employee back in 1988. Wall Street, the Dow still trading higher, up about 160 points. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Traffic stop turning fatal. Cloudy with some rain. It's 49 in downtown Indy. Today's high just 52. under cloudy skies all day. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:02. Police in Lafayette say they pulled over a driver they believe to be impaired at an apartment complex just after midnight. According to officers, the man said he had a weapon and was making threatening statements. The man then reached behind his back, and that's when police opened fire. The man died at the scene. His identity has not yet been shared. The officers involved have been placed on administrative leave as the investigation continues with help from state police. Fake names, fake homes, and fake calls. An Indianapolis woman who stole over $330,000 from Snap is now headed to prison. Ryan Hedrick has more.
In the spring of 2020, while you were adjusting to life in lockdown, Desha Morris was building a scheme. She created fake names, forged documents, and even rented out homes just to have a different mailing address for the government to send her EBT cards. For 2 years, she kept the ruse going, calling state workers and pretending to be other people, collecting cards and using them for herself or just selling them for cash. Now she's headed to federal prison for 5 years. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
An Indianapolis man is facing felony charges after police say he used a 5-year-old as a human shield during a car chase and standoff. 37-year-old Austin Smith was arrested last week in Johnson County after leading officers on a chase and then a standoff with local deputies. His charges include neglect of a dependent and causing injury while resisting law enforcement. A deputy was injured while Smith was resisting arrest. A Randolph County funeral home is being investigated after multiple families say funds for their funeral services are now missing. A total of about $36,000 has been reported stolen so far from Wilson Shook Funeral Homes. While speaking with Wish TV, Detective Monty Gaddis urged folks to check on their funeral funds and reach out to their local police stations if something's not right.
You do have a funeral trust plan, especially with Wilson Shook or any funeral home for that matter, probably to reach out to whoever the holder of the agreement is, just to contact them and make sure that there is a fund set up in their name with the amount of money that they had put in.
Wilson Shook has 3 locations in Randolph County and 1 in Jay County. Gaddis says the Randolph County Prosecutor's Office could file formal charges against them as early as next week. And group play continues in the NBA Cup tonight. The Indiana Pacers will square off with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Indiana coming off just their second win of the season. They are 2-13. Tip-off tonight, 7 p.m. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. I've been working out there now for nearly 2 decades, and let me tell you, it works. I'm in my 70s now, and I'm doing things on the farm that I couldn't even do in my 40s. Lifting and carrying, working the way I want to, without worrying if my body can keep up. Now that's real strength. That's real results. What makes Exercise Inc. different? Well, it's the people. The professional staff, many with over 15 years of experience, know exactly how to guide me, support me, and push me to be my very strongest because they know what works. It only takes 20 minutes a week. No wasted time, no crowded gyms, just real results. If you're tired of feeling weaker, if you want more energy and strength for everyday life, give this a try. The consultation is free, and I can promise you it's worth it. Exercise Inc. It's helped me stay strong for nearly 20 years. They can help you too. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up. They've got locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, and in Fishers too. That's exerciseinc.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Okay. Fine with me.
Okay. Okay, what? Okay, what?
I was just going to spend my last hour here for the next week just being nice and polite. And we're going to have a bunch of feel-good stories and mind my own business and have a good time.
That's changed.
But if he wants to fight,
what is going on?
We can fight.
Oh no, what's going on?
Look, these people egg it on. I can't believe Rob this and I can't believe Rob that. And even when I'm here minding my own business, just like, hey, we're going to have another hour of radio and then I'm going to drift off into the sunset for the next week and nobody's going to see or hear from me. And they're like, no, put them up, pal. Put them up, pal.
Oh, do you need the Todd Rogita boxing gloves?
Oh, don't get those anywhere near me. All right. So these people cannot stand to be challenged. And you know what they really can't stand? That we have a platform. That's what makes them mad.
Jealous?
We have a platform and we have an audience.
Okay, what's going on?
All right. So Mike Young, senator. Now, we've talked about him before. He is 9 million years old. He has been there since the earth was young. And you think I'm kidding. He was elected to the Indiana House of Representatives in 1986.
Oh, wow.
I was 2.
Okay. I was 16.
I'm a grown-ass man with the wife and the kid and the career.
I was learning how to drive.
I was 2. I was 2. I can't believe you were 33 when you learned how to drive. That's amazing.
Stop that. You are ready to fight.
Okay, so he was elected to the House when I was 2 in 1986. He's been in the Senate, according to his Wikipedia page, since 2000. So I was a junior in high school. Again, grown-ass man, full life since then. And that is how long he has been there. And he decided he wants to get into it. So let's have at it, shall we?
Yeah.
So, again, no, I wasn't picking a fight with him, wasn't mentioning him. And by the way, there is zero, and I mean 0 signature accomplishment of Mike Young in his career. It does not exist. He is a person who has just sucked oxygen and paychecks for decades. Now, let's see, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. He is in his 5th decade of grifting and sucking paychecks off the taxpayers. That is his claim to fame. I take money from you, and I give you nothing in return. That is the Mike Young accomplishment.
Got it.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? So again, me, minding my own business, doing nice content. We had a very nice conversation with one of his colleagues just a little bit ago, right? Here's what he had to say. Some radio personality said the other day that there was only 30 or 40 people who showed up to the State House to express their approval for redistricting. I guess he thought it would be an embarrassment to them. He probably thought it didn't matter much. Let me read the beginning part of that, right?
Okay.
Some radio personality. Mike, if we're going to get into it, why don't you man up and say my name?
Say my name, say my name. No one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. You ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kind of shady. Ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change?
These guys do this all the time. Rokita does it.
Some radio
Banks
personality.
does it. Rokita does it. They're all Billy badasses, except they won't say my name. Everybody knows who they're talking about. They're real tough guys. They never say my name or they never say it to my face. So, you want to do it, Grandpa? Let's go.
Oh, boy.
He goes on. I point out that the greatest country in the entirety of the world's history began with only 56 brave, patriotic men who put their lives on the line for what we have today. Do you know that King George wrote in his diary on July 4th, 1776? He wrote, "For all of eternity to remember, nothing of importance happened today." So now,
You're getting a history lesson.
30 people that showed up at the State House
are equivalent to the founding fathers.
That's right. They're George Washington, they're Jefferson, they're Madison.
Okay.
They're throwing tea in the harbor.
Yeah.
So I ask, what can happen when 40 brave and patriotic Hoosiers show up fighting for a cause they believe in? Oh my gosh, where do we start with this? Dude, Rod Bray took your boss in the Senate. Well, I guess he's not Mike Young's boss anymore, because didn't they kick him out of the caucus? Didn't he get booted? Well, anyway, the leader of the Senate, who knows exactly what you are, took both of his middle fingers and extended them in not only your face, but all of those people's faces. And what did he do, Casey? He said, "We're donezo. We're out of here.
Yeah.
I'll see you January the 5th. Thank you. Goodbye."
There's a new article in Politico written by Adam Wren, and he interviewed.
Now, wait a second.
Oh, you're not done. I'm sorry.
No. When we talk about Adam Wren, we need to, they're always like, you got to introduce who the people are.
Okay, right.
He's a writer for Politico, does a local subscription piece called Importantville, and he called me the most powerful broadcaster in the state.
Was it powerful or influential?
I think it was powerful.
It was powerful.
I mean,
He knows your name.
Well, either one. I mean, either way. I don't want to misquote somebody, but they always tell us, like, introduce people who they are.
Sure.
So anyway, what did he do?
Well, he interviewed Bray, and Bray said that this redistricting fight was a hill he was willing to die on.
Yeah.
He's not budging.
I'm going to read you this quote from this article, which all I'm doing All we do here is tell people what's going on, and then we have an opinion about it. And what we said is, these people, it was the same cast of characters, many of them the same people that are going to the governor's mansion, and now they're in cahoots with the governor about all the things he's not going to accomplish and telling you how great the governor, like it's the same cast we've been seeing for years and years and years. There were no new, what I would call new faces that I saw there. No people that, like when we had our property tax rally, it was hundreds and hundreds of people said, I've never gone to one of these before. I've never been a part of anything.
Took the day off of work.
Yeah,
Drove all the way up from Bloomington.
And what did we say? We said, God bless those people. Any person who goes and petitions their government, good on them. But I said, that is an embarrassment because it's showing the lawmakers that you're not getting new people in the process, that there isn't this groundswell of support for redistricting that we keep hearing despite the polling and the town halls and that event. These people never emerge. They never show themselves, but we're told how many people are out there. And what we said was you would be better off having not done anything at all because it just reinforced to the lawmakers that their preconceived notion that there is not that many people. What did we hear from Spencer Deary earlier, state senator? He said, not hearing it from my people, not hearing a large groundswell. It's not even all that important to most people, even if they're for it. Here's what one Republican said in this article about that Adam Wren wrote about Bray. Quote, there's no moving Bray, a Republican close to the White House said. Quote, he's going to die on this hill. He thinks he's morally superior. Bray's clear opinion is F you, except he put the word down. What have we said from the beginning, Casey? We experienced this firsthand. We had infinitely more people passionately supporting property tax reform than have supported the redistricting.
And don't get it twisted here. We're not carrying Bray's water because when it came to property taxes, we're on opposite sides.
Right. We're telling you how it was going to go down. We've been telling you how it's going to go down. It has gone down exactly as we said it was going to go down, which is that Bray told us, just as he's telling these people, that's nice. Here are both of my butt cheeks. Why don't you kiss them? And for some reason, in Mike Young, that dinosaur who's accomplished nothing in the 5 decades that he's been there, he wants to pick a fight with me for pointing out the obvious, which is that rally was a joke. The lawmakers looked at it and laughed. It didn't move anybody, and we saw that based on the vote where they said, we'll see you in January.
Former Governor Mitch Daniels has praised Bray for his courage for not folding in this area. But it does show you that there are definitely tensions within the Indiana GOP. There are lines that are being drawn between state sovereignty, party loyalty, and the influence of Donald Trump and Governor Braun within the state about these redistricting efforts.
Why is he mad at me for pointing out the obvious?
Again, with the politicians, Rob, how many times have you said it yourself? There has to be a boogeyman. And in this instance, its name
it's me.
Is Rob Kendall. Kevin, can you cue up the song one more time?
Say my name, say my name. No one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. If you ain't running game. Say my name, say my name.
Rob Kendall.
That's right. That's his name. That's just ridiculous. Like, I didn't do anything to him. I wasn't fighting with him. I was just pointing out the obvious that anybody with an IQ above 7 would recognize, which is when you huff and you puff, and it never materializes either in polling or the town halls that everyone can attend or your rally where you had lawmakers supporting it. Now, the grave mistake they made was making Diego and Micah the face of the thing. I think we've seen how that goes when you put those guys out there. It didn't work. We were right. All he would have had to say was, damn, Rob was right again.
He's not going to do
but
that.
But instead, I get some Dickens novel about how these people are the
a history lesson.
The new George Washington and Thomas Jefferson.
Did you know that they were here in Indiana? Bet you're surprised to find that out. It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz.
The Affordable Care Act is not affordable, and the people who claim it's affordable now tell you that we have to pay subsidies in order to make it affordable for the people. Now, there was some talk that Democrats were going to try and engage some level of delay, air traffic controllers not getting paid, military not getting paid, and children starving in order to get their political way. And they think that that's progress. Children were going hungry, I was told.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Fall is great in Indy, so don't ruin it by painting. Do what Mike did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received postcards from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
The thing about the Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut, paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Transform your bath and double the value. It's B Windows Black Friday bath sale. Buy one bath, get one free. Plus no interest and no payments for 24 months. Call now or visit bwindow.com.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Feel better. I got that off my chest.
I'm glad. Now you can go into the weekend feeling better, right?
Well, now you've got some depressing story for everyone, though.
Well, this is more of a PSA to parents, what parents need to know about this Roblox. It's a 3D experience where...
Wait. Whoa. Hang on. First of all, it's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob, that's Casey. A 3D experience, what is that?
It's an online game, and it's the most downloaded online game worldwide. And it has millions of daily users, and it's mostly used by children and teenagers.
What is it?
It's where you go and you create and you join 3D experiences where you play games and you interact with other people. It's kind of like, I'm thinking it's kind of like a SimCity.
Like you stack blocks?
Yeah, and you
My
make...
kid stacked 9 blocks the other day, and she counted all of them.
Did she?
And then she would just laugh. She'd get this maniacal... Like if she were I told her yesterday, I said, if you were a Batman villain, you'd be the giggler. That would be your thing.
She's very proud
and she
of
would
herself.
She would look at it, and then she'd go, hee hee hee, and then just swat them down, and then do them again. And I was like, you're wasting all this time. Why don't you go for 10? She would get to 9 each time. She had more blocks, and ha ha ha, whack.
And she knew all her numbers all the way.
Oh, yeah, she's good. She's our new thing is Santa Claus. His name is Ho Ho Ho.
Sure it is.
Well, okay, so but like, what is like you build stuff? Or is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
So you go into some internet thing and you just build stuff with other people?
Yeah. It's an online world, right? It's 3D, and you play games and you can chat and
so this is
meet strangers.
Okay, so it's for children though?
It's not for children, but that's who uses it most.
Here's one of the things I asked my wife. Maybe you can clarify this for me. Were you SpongeBob people? Like, did your kid watch SpongeBob?
Yeah, she went through a SpongeBob era.
Kev, did you ever watch SpongeBob? You're a little older than Emily, but like...
Yeah, I grew up watching it.
I cannot figure out whether SpongeBob is supposed to be for kids or not, because I watch it and it's a cartoon, and it's not like a cartoon with adult content like South Park, but it doesn't seem like it's directly.
It would go over the
geared
head
at
of a lot of children.
Now, Livy loves the SpongeBob, but my wife also loves the SpongeBob, and I ask my wife all the time,
"Is this appropriate?
Who are we watching this for? Is it for you or is it for her?" And she said, "Well, it's kind of both." And I said, "No, it can't be both.
Something they're
It has
doing
to be
together."
No, it has to be geared towards someone. And I can't figure out the SpongeBob. And it sounds like this is the same way.
What's the target demo of SpongeBob?
Like, is this supposed to be for kids, but it's catering to adults? It sounds like this game is the same way.
I think it's catered towards children, and they've been facing some, it's called roadblocks, and they've been facing some criticism over child abuse and exploitation.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because there's these chat, you can chat. If you're, you have to verify your age. There are controls to it.
Well, there must not be if there's children.
Well, under 9, the chat is turned off by default. If you're the age 9 through 12, chat is restricted. But if you're 13 and older, there's free chat with unknown contacts.
Whoa. Why would, okay. I want to assume the best of everyone. Why, if you're 9 to 12, would you possibly need to chat with anyone other than your parents?
Exactly. This is where the problem is. There was a Johnson County family that sued them. Indiana, yeah.
That's Greenwood.
After their 11-year-old daughter was groomed by an adult posing as a child on this platform.
Well, where are the parents at?
Yeah.
This would be my question. Maybe there's a logical answer to this. But if you're, did it say how old the kid was?
11.
If your kid is 9 to 12, what possible reason would there be for them to be unsupervised on the internet?
Yeah.
For 1 second, what possible reason could there be for that?
Well, maybe they just weren't aware of the controls, the chat feature on this game. So this is PSA to parents. If your child is playing this game, just check the chat feature.
When did you let your kid have the internet unsupervised?
You know, it...
9.
No, I'm trying to think. I mean, she would have the iPad, but we were always there.
That's what I'm saying. That's supervised. Like, you can see the conversation that's going on.
Right. Like, she didn't have a phone until she was, like, 16, I think.
Okay, right. And that seems appropriate. Now, I mean, what possible reason? I'm, like, racking my brain for an 11-year-old to have unsupervised access. I don't care if it's Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. I don't care what they're doing on there. There's no reason for a kid to have unsupervised access to the internet.
Yeah.
There's none.
Her and Jim would watch sports hype videos. You know, where they do like a mashup of all, like Michael Jordan's greatest baskets ever and put a song behind it.
Right.
I mean, that was her experience with the internet.
And
he was right there the whole time.
That's wonderful. And I think that's great that parents engage in viewing the internet with their kids, supervising it. But you've got to know that's all that's out there, basically. I mean, it's, there's 5% good and then 95% suck on the internet. And, like, I just can't, I don't know. Maybe there's some circumstance beyond what I'm understanding here, but a child should never have unsupervised access to the internet ever.
Period. So there's a new Fox News poll that came out. It shows that most voters believe the White House is doing more harm than good on the economy. What was 76% of the people polled.
Who did the poll to say?
Fox News.
Fox News.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not, we can't.
It's not NPR.
Right.
It's not.
And they're saying
ABC News. It's Fox News.
The White House is, by existing, is doing more harm than good.
Yeah. 76% of the people polled viewed the conditions negatively. 58% of voters disapproved of the job Trump was doing, which is a 4-point rise from 2 months ago.
What was the number?
76%.
No. You said disapproved of the job Trump was doing. What was the
58%.
58% disapproved.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that sort of mirrors what we've seen in terms of the job approval rating. And look, I know it's a broken record, but not everybody listens every day. But the economy, specifically affordability of living, Trump is trying to do largely the same thing that Biden did, which is through monetary policy And the same thing Trump did during COVID through monetary policy, manipulate the public into seeing what the actual condition of the economy is. It's garbage. And you can make the numbers lie, but you can't make people not believe their daily existence. And I just keep coming back to this same thing. You can make the numbers say whatever you want. Biden made the numbers sound pretty good. People are like, this sucks. And it's the same thing is happening here with Trump.
J.D. Vance was speaking at a Breitbart News event, and he seemed to get it. He was talking about the economy.
And even though we've made incredible progress, we understand that there's a lot more work to do. And the thing that I'd ask for the American people is a little bit of patience.
Yeah, see, the problem is your guy doesn't run on patience. Whether it's Ukraine or Epstein or the border or the economy. One day I'll do it. It'll all be fixed. Have I told you about Tad? Like, this is the problem when you guarantee something for votes like the aforementioned. Well, you didn't run on give us a little time, right? It's the same thing with this is the new excuse on the property tax thing here. Well,
we'll get to it.
Yeah, we couldn't we could fix it all in 1 year. I can whatever the issues, utility bills, whatever. That's the new Braun Micah excuse. Is we need time. Well, you guys didn't run on time. You didn't run on we'll solve it in 4 years. You guys ran on we're going to fix this stuff when we get in there. And when you set the expectation, you can't be mad at the public because you haven't met. Just like any business, it's all politics really is. It's a business. We're the customers. You're not meeting the expectation you put forth in your advertising.
Well, J.D. Vance seemed to have his head a little bit more in reality because he's saying that you have to motivate working class voters or you're going to lose in the midterms.
The Republican coalition in the 1990s was more upscale. They showed up in midterms. So Republicans tended to do a little bit better in midterm elections in the 1990s than, say, Republicans do today. And that's because while these working class voters are great, there are also people who don't necessarily show up to vote in the midterms all the time. We've got to motivate them. We've got to get them out to vote. I think it's one of the lessons that we learned in Virginia and New Jersey is that when Donald Trump is not on the ballot, you've got to give people something to actually believe in, something to be inspired by to get out there and vote. They're not going to vote just because you have an R next to your name. You've got to speak to this new working class coalition. And the one worry that I have when I look at so many of our great congressional allies, I do think that some of our folks in Congress, they want to go back to the Republican Party of 20 years ago. That Republican Party was a Republican Party that lost and that couldn't successfully govern the country. We need to lean into this new coalition, do a better job serving them, and that's how we get them to show up in these midterm elections so that we can win not just presidential races, but midterm races too.
Well, one thing you can do that is fix the economy because people are feeling it. How about you end the H-1B visa program? That would do it.
Well, this is what I don't figure. Like, he just said the same thing I say every day, and people just get outraged at me for saying it. That's Trump's vice president saying the exact same thing that all the never dying, loyal to the end Trump people just get outraged and scream at me. They're never coming back, and then they're back the next day to tell me they're never coming back. But he just said the exact same thing that I'm saying. Now, I say it a little more crass than he does, and I'm about to do it here. The Republican brand is ass. Like, without Trump, it's nothing. It's rotten. Because the Republicans never follow through on their promises. They never deliver for the American people. And people just say, if I'm going to have big government, might as well have the Democrats do it. They're better at it than the Republicans. He just said the same thing. He didn't say it. He said it nicer than that. But why is it when he says it, people are like, oh, yeah, it's great. When I say it, they're like, we're never coming back.
Because he is Donald Trump's vice president.
Oh. So if I were just the vice president, I could say it'd be fine.
No, it's the fact that it's Donald Trump's
thank you.
vice president.
Thank you very much.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Fatal gunfire from police. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. A man is dead after an officer-involved shooting in Lafayette. The Tippecanoe County coroner is working to ID the man who was shot by police after they say he reached for a weapon during a traffic stop. A woman from Indianapolis is heading to federal prison for 5 years after scamming Snap. out of over $330,000. Rain today, but will showers be sticking around for this weekend in Indiana?
Today we're going to be pretty wet, but as we get tomorrow, rain should be ending by the morning.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says temperatures will be in the low to mid-50s on Saturday and Sunday for much of central Indiana. And Governor Mike Braun is directing flags to be flown at half-staff today in honor of Delaware County Corporal Blake Reynolds. His funeral is set for tomorrow. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
It started off as a drip, so Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst, and illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
For service today?
Today.
This holiday season, give the gift of Indy's most iconic dining experiences. Now through December 31st, Hughes Culinary is offering a 20% bonus gift card with every gift card purchase of $125 or more. That's 20% more to give or keep for yourself.
And gift cards are available at all Hughes Culinary restaurants, St. Elmo Steakhouse, Harry and Izzy's, the HC Tavern and Kitchen, and 1933 Lounge. You can also order online at HughesCulinary.com. Make the season unforgettable with gift cards from Hughes Culinary.
Planes, trains, automobiles, and motorcycles. If you've spent a lot of time working or playing around loud vehicles, you may have trouble hearing on the telephone. Get back in gear with Relay Indiana, providing telephone accessibility to the hard of hearing. Relay Indiana allows hearing-impaired callers to have normal phone conversations through voice recognition technology. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Add clarity back in your phone conversations. Get the captioned telephone from Relay Indiana. Visit RelayIndiana.com.
If you or someone you know needs help putting food on the table, that help is closer than you think. WIBC Cares. We've partnered with local food banks and organizations to provide resources for those who need them. Just go to WIBC.com and look for the banner that says Find Free Food Near You. You'll find a link to Community Compass, an up-to-date interactive map that shows locations, days, and times for you to collect food at no cost, as well as other resources to help you through this challenging time. Find community help now at WIBC.com.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds, refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Don't stress about plumbing repairs. Call L.D. Smith for honest advice and a free second opinion on any estimate.
L.D. Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
I just want to use your love tonight.
I need this Bo by Diego Morales race. Because I feel like this is the only way we're going to get all the questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff Diego doesn't want to answer, I feel the buys will answer it for him.
Okay.
And one of the things that there is look, Diego's whole deal comes off as one shady thing after another. And one of the things that people have been questioning for years is this guy's military record. Because it always seems that there's this one photo that he posts, and it's like the stock photo, of himself, like the portrait shot. And I'm not saying other photos don't exist. I'm not saying that he didn't actually serve his country, but there are a whole lot of people who have been for years calling Diego Morales' account of his military record into question.
Yeah, he was speaking at the Lawrence GOP Club the other night, and he mentioned his military record a few times. And it's been reported that his military record was a point of contention. He served 3 months and 18 days in the Army, and then he transferred to the Indiana National Guard, but did not complete the 8-year service commitment, and instead he did 5.
So he bailed early.
And
is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't know.
This is the point.
There are different reasons of why you could be.
But he never clarifies any of it, just like everything else with Diego. Who paid for India? Oh, some local merchant. What's his name? Won't tell you. Who paid for India? I paid for India. Oh, can you show us proof? Fake WIBC. It's the same thing with this guy over and over and over and over again, where nothing appears on the level, and then you ask him to clarify it, and he gives you some ridiculous response. What's your buddy Raju do for the $80,000 of taxpayer money? Well, he's a business services division. No, what's he do? Well, he checks on the businesses. What do you mean he checks on the businesses? Hey, business, are you okay? He checks on the businesses. The fake WIBC. I pay for India. I pay. It's the same song and dance with this guy on almost everything. And our buddy Bo Bai, actually Democrat candidate for Secretary of State, actually is quite fond of his military service. He talks about it. There's lots of photos of him in the military. And he got some endorsement here,
He
right?
did. He got an endorsement from Vote Vets.
Hey everyone, it's Bo Bai. I'm running to be Indiana's next Secretary of State. I have some very exciting news. We have officially just been endorsed by Vote Vets. Vote Vets is a great organization that works to uplift the voices of our veterans in politics. I could not be more excited to join them in that effort. In the Marine Corps, I was taught to run toward a tough fight and not away from it. That's the type of experience I'm going to bring to this office. We're going to root out the corruption, root out the insider dealing. Join our team at bobai.com. I need you in this fight with me.
Okay, so
he's getting better, by the way.
He is getting better.
He says his last name. Hey, Hey, it's Bo. Now he's done with that.
Hey,
he's
Bo.
doing better. He's
Bo.
dropped the wacky local sports teams
Right,
shirts.
he's not wearing the jerseys anymore.
He's listening.
He's actually wearing a button down
Doing
and some
much
dress
better.
shoes, walking around. It looks like he's downtown while he's walking around making this video. But Vote Vets, they say that they're the home for progressive veterans. So it's not a surprise that he got that endorsement.
No, and we're just pointing out the fact, though, that like with so many other parts of Diego Morales' life, you ask a logical question. He doesn't have an answer for it. Does this sound familiar? You ask a logical question. He doesn't have an answer for it. You follow up and go, hey, that doesn't make any sense. He then tries to tell another story that doesn't make any sense. You go, well, now you've told 2 stories. They're not exactly the same. Neither one of them makes sense. Fake WIBC. Sound like anybody else?
Yeah.
Anybody else we deal with on a regular basis?
There are a lot of different ways or reasons you could be discharged, but he has faced some criticism, Diego Morales has, for his military service, and he was asked about it. I believe this is going back to 22.
When he first ran for Secretary of State. Yes.
And Adam Wren, tell everybody who that is.
Portonville Politico said I was the most powerful broadcaster in the state. Yes.
Right. He asked him, he said, a typical National Guard commitment is 8 years. Your campaign says you probably served only 5 and then remained on individual ready reserve. How do you account for the 3 additional years? Did you or the National Guard cut short your commitment? And Diego Morales' Secretary of State's answer was, I believe the Indiana National Guard or the U.S. Army or the Department of Defense will be able to help you with that. Why can't you just tell us?
Well, exactly, because he doesn't have an answer for it.
You got to make it hard.
And again, I'm not saying the guy didn't serve. What I'm saying is, can you think, look, I have never seen, and I've followed the guy pretty closely, a photo of him based in the military other than that stock photo. Can you name me another office holder who was in the military? And God bless all the people.
Doesn't have another picture of them.
Oh, they're all over the place, right? Like I did this and I did that.
In their tactical equipment or something.
Because they know it plays great, right? You see the photos. Bo Bai is doing it, and we know what he's doing, but they do that. With him, I've never seen it. Maybe it exists. Maybe he can produce it. Maybe they're somewhere hidden in a server somewhere. I don't know, but it's just one thing after another with this guy where it's like you ask him a very simple question. He won't give you an answer. You ask it again, and then he turns you into some sort of like smear merchant.
Especially when you're campaigning, right? You would think that he would use that to his advantage.
Of course, he campaigns 24 hours a day, 7 days. And you'd think he'd be rolling all the peeps he served with. Here's my buddies. Here's my guys. Oh, Diego was so great. He pulled women and children out of burning buildings. It was incredible. I mean, he makes up all sorts of other stories. Why wouldn't he make that story up? You don't get any of that with him as it relates to his military service. And I'm torn on this because David Shelton, who is running against him on the Republican side, would actually be very qualified for the position. And any person that cares at all about a decent society should want Diego Morales removed from public office. So part of me wants him to get taken care of there so we can just be done with it and have it over with. But then I think, well, Shelton's not going to open up the doors to all the stuff that may have been going on the past 4 years in that office.
But Bo Bai will.
And who Diego Morales maybe is, and the people who knew what he was and who he was doing stuff with potentially, and the Republicans who could have been complicit in it and at the very least stayed silent about it. You're not going to get that with David Shelton. I want the whole thing exposed. I want all the doors open. I want all the servers shown to everybody. I want to see exactly what's going on in this office, because it's abundantly clear the dude has used the office as a 24/7 campaign machine.
So David Shelton and Jamie Rittenauer, who is running for Secretary of State, were supposed to hold a combined town hall meeting.
She bailed.
And then she
got
bailed.
mad, quit.
She said no. She said that she was asking for the rules of the town hall. They never gave it to her. She agreed to do it, and then when she finally got the rules, said, no, this isn't. I'm not agreeing to this.
This was like some county get-together. So we've had Jamie Rittenauer on our show before, and we felt sorry for her because she was one of the ones who didn't get the polling last year when she ran for governor. So we said, we feel sorry for you. We'll let you come on and debate me on the air. And because we believe people, if they're meeting the requirements to run, which she did, you should be allowed to participate. Felt the same way about Curtis Hill, who also didn't. And we felt, it's all these people we feel bad for, and we throw like a penny at them because nobody else will. Then they end up talking bad about us. We did this with Rainwater too, right? Where he didn't get the polling to get on the debate stage, so we let him come in here and do this. Jamie Rittenauer.
Was it smart that they would do a combined town hall?
Well, they need the exposure. I mean, I'm sure Diego was invited too, and he probably wasn't going to stand on a stage with anybody where he might get, a question about his military record or India or whatever else. And so, she gets invited to this town hall where she has no money that we can see. She is viewed by the party as a complete joke. She did horrible when she ran for governor. Most of the votes she did get was because we felt sorry for her and let her do that debate, and other people felt sorry for her. And she's treating it like it's some county event, and she's treating it like it's the presidential debate on CBS where she's mad that all the rules weren't revealed to her or something. And it's just like, go away. Just go. You're talking about, you should be able to debate this or town hall this or public forum this or whatever this in your sleep. It shouldn't matter. And if someone is going to give you 7 seconds worth of publicity, you should cling to it like grim death, to steal a Seinfeld line.
Maybe that's why she bailed on because that was publicity.
But she should want the publicity. Nobody knows who you are.
She got some for saying she's not going to go.
Yeah, that you're a big chicken and a coward and a total weirdo.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. It's Beer Sample Friday. Let's have so much fun, somebody gets arrested.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game with We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995.
The biggest Black Friday sale ever is going on now at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Save up to $800 on top brand mattresses from Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern is holding their factory-authorized sale with the lowest price in 2025 and 50% off all Flex Deal and Lazy Boy. Free delivery, cash discounts, interest-free financing. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person, or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Remember lining up before dawn on Black Friday? Those days might be gone, but the excitement isn't. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is keeping Black Friday alive all month long and kicking off Happy Honda Days. This month only, lease a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $359 a month for 39 months with zero down and registered Win a Yeti cooler. Visit Great Lakes Honda of Fishers off State Road 37 today. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends November 30th. See dealer for details.
It's the strongest hearts that remind us to cherish the moments. It's the grandmas who made us sit up straighter, the grandpas who showed us old records, and the parents who were embarrassingly loud at our games. It's those hearts that are anything but ordinary. Caring for extraordinary hearts for decades, Franciscan Health knows heart care is more than just a name on a chart. It's somebody who shaped your whole life. Heal your heart today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The annual holiday open house is Saturday at Sundown Gardens. Shop festive decor, enjoy food samples, and register for door prizes. Sundown Gardens, 186th Street and Spring Mill Road.
Join us for Downtown Indy Alliance's 63rd Annual Circle of Lights, presented by IBEW Local 481, Friday, November 28th, with live entertainment featuring acts from ISO's Yuletide Celebration, the Indianapolis Children's Choir, and Clayton Anderson. Go to downtownindy.org/holidays.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of chaos the next couple weeks with our program.
Different chaos than normal.
We begin the time of year in which I'm like a squirrel, right? I work all year and then I hibernate in the winter. And so that begins next week. So the way kind of my days off work, I will be off all of next week. I come back for 2 weeks and then I disappear for the remainder of the year.
Yeah.
And You, on the other hand, you're going to be here next week, but you will not be on this show.
I won't be on the Kendall and Casey show. Craig Collins is going to be filling in for us Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah, so Craig Collins will be the Kendall and Casey show. He's the guy most of you know fills in for Tony Katz in the morning. Phenomenal broadcaster, great guy. You'll love him very
I really
much.
like his disposition.
You know,
he's always happy.
True story, when it was Mock and myself, he interviewed to be our producer, and he spent like 30 minutes on a Zoom call with us and was like,
Really?
No, I'm not.
He said
around.
no, thank you.
Well, I don't know if I think he slid a number to our upper management.
Oh.
They slid a number back to him, and he was like,
and that's where it fell apart.
yeah, I don't think that's going to work for me. But he does a phenomenal job filling in, and so he will be here Monday through Wednesday. You will be the afternoon show along with Jim.
Yeah, Jim and I will be once again participating in the Hammer and Nigel show. It's very weird because when we go to commercial break, I say it's the Hammer and Nigel show. Neither Hammer nor Nigel are there, and I'm not even going to be on my own show.
Now, so again, my and I try to do this every year. They hate me for this, but then they realize the ratings don't really matter in December. So
well, everybody's schedule's a little different.
Yeah,
so.
so the way a little behind the scenes baseball here is, it is universally accepted in the month of December that there is utter chaos in all industries, right? It's not just the radio industry, it's all industries. So while it all counts, we're not judged based on what happens in December. And I've long said, I live to spite the people down the street from me at 200 West Washington. So I'm not taking any days off if I have to during the go periods of humanity. I'm going to be here every day to have as high ratings as we possibly can, just to anger those people. And then I'm going to disappear when we're universally accepted. It doesn't harm you if it's not as great as it normally is.
And then, well, you have our sister station going all Christmas music.
That's right. They get 90% of the audience at B105.7.
Everybody loves that Christmas music.
That's right. So the way it always works for me is I usually try to take that week of Thanksgiving off, and then Radiothon is my swan song for the year, and then I go do various things around the house for basically a month, and then return rejuvenated, refreshed.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Remotivated.
We'll see how it goes this year.
With a better attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I think of Radiothon, I think about the first year you and I did Radiothon together.
That was a great year. It was so much fun.
Because you told me the night before, hey, you know what? You've been here for a few months, and I really think that you should do the template for tomorrow's show and just really, really get in there and own it and take control of it. And I thought, okay, wow, this is my shot. Great. I must have spent 4 hours the night before Radiothon creating just award-winning template for the show.
Yeah, it was great.
And I showed up to Radiothon at Sullivan's, and we did not use one single story. And you knew that all along. You completely hazed me.
Welcome to the
It was very
program.
mean.
Welcome
very
to the
mean
program.
and cruel of you.
No, I just wanted you to get a little taste of what it's like to
work with you. I know. By the way, they're saying that we could get an Arctic blast of cold weather.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving. So I want you to bundle up and behave. Where will you be spending the day? What do you do on Thanksgiving?
Go to my wife's grandma's. She's one of those people. She's an amazing woman. She's in her mid-80s, but she's one of those people who you look at her and you think she's maybe 65. Like one of those like people who just don't age. And that's her Super Bowl. Her Super Bowl is Thanksgiving. So, you know, I just stand back and I'm like, what can I help you with? Is there anything I can carry? Anything I can move around? You know, whatever. So I stay out of the way. I know my role, Casey, in society.
So hosting can be stressful for many people, and guests should not be rude or annoying or disrespectful.
Is that written down somewhere?
Are you?
Is that like, did somebody etch that in stone?
Yeah. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down here?
Are you like saying?
I want your best
something?
behavior,
Oh,
Rob Kendall.
Thank you.
Please and thank you.
Well, I will see you people in a week. Behave yourselves.
Enjoy your time off. We appreciate you, Rob. And we also appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you. But mostly thank you for listening. And have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch you back here on Monday during the Hammer and Nigel Show on 93 WIBC.
You get up early on snow days because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to thrive in the winter. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $5,250. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Growing your retail business is easier with Shopify Point of Sale. Shopify POS connects your entire retail store, in-store, online, and social media on one platform. It's built for how customers shop today and for how they'll shop tomorrow. The result? Smoother checkouts and deeper customer relationships that pay off and keep them coming back. Ready to grow with Shopify POS? Visit shopify.com/switch now for more details. That's shopify.com/switch now.
Are you ready to put joint pain behind you and get to a place where persistent pain doesn't control your life? The dedicated orthopedic experts at Community Health Network are here to turn those goals into a reality. With personalized treatment options that include robotic-assisted surgery, we'll help you feel your best so you can get back to enjoying your hobbies again. Learn more about your care options at ecommunity.com/ortho. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Weekday mornings at 7:15, the Tony Katz Popcorn Moment. Brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Don't wait any longer for the kitchen you've been dreaming of. Request a consultation at BoerRemodeling.com.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hamilton is coming. Tickets are on sale now for the Tony and Pulitzer Prize-winning musical, Hamilton, in Indianapolis at Old National Center from December 2nd to the 14th. Get tickets at BroadwayInIndianapolis.com.
It's B Windows' biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Indianapolis.
Coming up. Right now, there's still some uncertainty exactly how that's going to move through.
There's not a person on the phone calling.
Desha Morris lived a double life.
Curated holiday shopping experience.
This is the WIBC News at noon.
An upcoming change to the Indiana weather. Right now, you've got rain on radar, 50 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 12 noon. Aaron Updike's a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. He says they are carefully watching a system that is supposed to move through Indiana next week. Right now, there's still some uncertainty exactly how that's going to move through the Ohio Valley. Either way, it does look like we're going to get a cold shot towards the end of next week, and there is some potential for some frozen precipitation. As for this upcoming weekend, Updike says the state will be mostly dry before some rain is possible again early next week. He says all the rain showers that fall today will likely taper off by early tomorrow morning. A judge set bail at $25,000 this morning for a Whitestown homeowner charged in the fatal shooting of a woman who mistakenly came to his house with a cleaning crew crew. Kurt Anderson pled not guilty to voluntary manslaughter in the November 5th death of Maria Florinda Rios Perez de Velasquez. Prosecutors say Anderson fired through his front door, hitting Rios Perez in the head after believing intruders were trying to break in. Anderson has to surrender his passport, wear GPS monitoring, and avoid guns while awaiting his trial. His next court date is scheduled for March 30th of 2026. State Republican Senator Andy Zay says his business in Huntington was targeted with a bomb threat on Thursday. He says he thanks the Indiana State Police for investigating the string of violence and for their commitment to ensuring the safety of everyone involved. Indiana Treasurer Daniel Elliott says all these swatting calls against Republican political leaders shows why Indiana needs stronger policies and smarter use of its advanced 911 system.
There's not a person on the phone calling. It is usually an email. Sometimes it's not even being sent to the proper authorities. It's being sent to a random email within a county government.
Elliott tells WIBC's Tony Katz that at least 5 Republican state senators have been hit with swatting calls, and it needs to stop.
We need to be able to say what we think. How can we expect people to be able to say what they think if they're worried about what's going to happen to their wives and children? Take political figures out of this picture. What happens if people start to use this as a copycat system of, oh, I don't like this person?
Both the FBI and state police are working together to try and find those responsible. An Indianapolis woman who turned food aid into a cash scam was sentenced to 5 years behind bars. Ryan Hedrick reports.
For more than 2 years, Desha Morris lived a double life. On paper, she was dozens of different people, fake names, fake addresses, even fake voices on the phone. In reality, she was running a scheme that siphoned more than $330,000 from Indiana's food assistance program. The elaborate fraud unraveled in federal court this week when she was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC, Mobile News.
Who steals from a funeral home and why one Hoosier has benefited from some good luck. Those stories and more next on 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, of course the Democrats are trying to undermine Donald Trump. Why is anybody thinking anything else? I'll explain after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Ukraine's president says he'll need to make a tough decision. Fox's Eben Brown.
In a video recording, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky tells his people that in considering the latest U.S. plan to resolve the Russian-instigated war against them, they will need to choose between losing national dignity or losing what he calls a key partner, which could mean U.S. President Trump. Speaking in Ukrainian, Zelensky says the national Ukrainian interest must be taken into account. We are not making loud statements. We will calmly work with America and all partners. Leaders from the UK, France, and other European countries commended U.S.-led peace efforts while expressing support for Ukrainian sovereignty. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Back in Indiana, the Randolph County Sheriff's Office is investigating a funeral home. Jarrett Lewis explains why.
Wilson Shook Funeral Homes is under investigation over reports of stolen funds. Multiple families say they put thousands of dollars into a funeral plan trust with the company Master Choice. But after hearing that Wilson Shook was closed, they called Master Choice directly to check on their funds and learned there was no account in their name.
And something that you're planning for your future and your family's future that is now gone. So I think the distrust is the biggest part, and then just sadness.
Detective Monty Gaddis told Wish TV that so far about $36,000 has been reported stolen. Gaddis believes that figure could rise as additional cases are filed. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
It can be difficult to recognize the signs of Alzheimer's and dementia. Johnette Cruz explains.
The Alzheimer's Association Greater Indiana chapter is urging Hoosiers to seek help and learn the warning signs of dementia as National Family Caregivers Month wraps up.
A typical age-related change would be making a bad decision once in a while. A sign of Alzheimer's and dementia would be poor judgment and decision-making. It's making that repetitive decision over and over versus just making that once in a while.
Kevin Enders from the Alzheimer's Association stressed that subtle things like this can come across as signs of aging, but they are in fact signs of the disease. For support, the association offers local support groups and the free My ALZ Journey mobile app. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Someone's a lot richer after matching enough numbers to win $100,000 in the Powerball drawing Wednesday night. Jake McDaniel reports.
That person bought their ticket
it at Museum Shell on North Illinois Street in Indianapolis. They matched 4 out of 5 white balls in the Powerball, and since they bought the $2 power play option, that $50,000 price doubled. The winning numbers were 10, 31, 49, 51, and 68, with a Powerball of 19. Jake McDaniel, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm John Herrick. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Now here's Tony Katz today.
Scrolling all day, clickbait everywhere. But the facts, they're harder to find.
WIBC didn't just report the story, they really got into why it matters.
CEO of First American Nuclear believes we're heading into America's nuclear renaissance.
In 100 years, all successful nations will be powered by nuclear reactors. For the sake of our children, I'd like the U.S. to be one of them.
Oh, I check the WIBC website before I even open social media.
Online, on social, on air. Stay in the know while you're on the go with 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream, or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swingco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swingco 317-407-1868 or swingcollc.com.
No. And this brings us to an unbelievable bit of audio. Oh, Maxine Waters angry. Maxine Waters smash. This is about Representative Salazar. Maria Elvira Salazar. She represents the 27th district in Florida right there. Daughter of Cuban exiles. And she, you know, the expression is, I rise to speak about, okay, well, Representative Salazar, let's hear it right here. What is it that you rise to speak about?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If there is someone who has seen the horrors of socialism up close within the Democratic Party, is in the House, and it's the Honorable Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
Oh, damn, get popcorn. Get the popcorn. We're going to need it. No, we're going to need the big bucket, and we're going to need the kettle corn, and whatever that Garrett cheese mix is from Chicago. We're going to drive. Send somebody up and get it. Where's the bourbon? I'm going to need bourbon, and I'm going to get 2 milkshakes. This is going to be a long night. I need bourbon. Get it all. Bring it in. And if somebody could also get me a turkey club, that'd be fantastic. Oh, hell. Invoking Maxine Waters in the first 7 seconds, talking about communism and Castro and, oh. Okay, I shouldn't be so excited, but this is gonna be great.
And I would love for you to support this resolution specifically, because Madam Waters, for decades, you traveled to Cuba dozens of times to visit Fidel Castro personally, whom you consider your friend.
We're gonna need extra butter on the popcorn. Get the truck. Get the truck. Go to the AMC. Tell them we need all the popcorn, extra butter. Put it in your pockets. I don't care. She's calling out Maxine Waters. Oh, damn. Get it all. Get